to think I have you, but I don't like to.
Ladies and gentlemen, the time has come for Legends Esports playoffs tonight. We have our LRS Premade League, and it is no other than 999 facing off against Darkstar Esports. We have a good 5-game series going on here, guys. Teams are just getting ready in lobby right now. But we have a lethal TriCast combination of Bambooper, a Red Wheelbarrow, and Dream Unforgiven joining me on the bench tonight, guys. You guys don't want to miss anything. We have a hell of a series here. My pizza actually just came. It's literally perfect timing. I couldn't be happier. It looks like these teams are just about ready here, so I'm going to send it on over to the casting bench here as we look to get into pick and ban.
Thank you very much, Psychonautic, and welcome everybody to the LRS pre-made final, or not the finals, the playoffs, the first round of the playoffs here. It's going to be Seed 4 versus Seed 5, Darkstar Gaming versus 999. And this is going to be a quite interesting one here. We got Darkstar Gaming, quite a good team, and actually had a few roster swaps coming into this set here, so we aren't exactly sure what we are going to get out of them. And 999 obviously playing extremely well as throughout the season. And obviously I am joined by Dream Unforgiven and a Red Wheelbarrow. How are you guys doing?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
I'm doing quite fine. Red Wheelbarrow?
I'm doing well. I'm quite ready for this finals, as you pointed out. So it's going to be exciting. I think
awesome.
what it was is you were just preempting one of these teams getting there. So. We'll see.
Yeah. Well, we are getting into draft very shortly here, so I'm excited to hear what you guys have to say about these drafts here.
Just overall, just based on like what we've seen throughout the season, I know we are in playoffs now, so I don't know as far as like what the special thought process is around like comps for these teams. Do you guys see anything like that's like a must ban or anything for these teams as far as like your history with them?
Well, I obviously play on a team with VKC in Dallas, so I would know a few champions that would probably get banned, and there's the first one right off the bat. Evelyn, obviously taken away from VKC here. Just a super solid pick for him. The Kazakhs coming away too. They're just banning all the junglers now.
Yeah, I think that's the way you want to deal with VKC. We saw it on Tuesday where they very nearly 5-banned him, taking away 3 of his top 3. I believe it was Evelyn, Kazakhs, and Graves. So really excited to see what more comes out. We have the Camille coming out, so not 5 bans this time, unless they're expecting a jungle Camille would be out of this world, but...
And Shen being picked top there for first, that is always a viable pick. It doesn't matter what the other enemy comp team is, there's just too much potential there. So that's always a really good blind first pick.
Absolutely, and it can be flexed too between 2 roles here. It can be top, support. It can even go jungle in some cases, and it's been quite a popular pick and definitely a very solid first pick here for 999.
Yeah, 100%. Shen is just such a strong pick in the meta right now. Even with the very small nerfs, unless that's a Vladimir, that would be an interesting matchup in the top side.
Yeah, we have seen this before from Akira. His Vladimir is something to behold. We saw it in the set versus PV a few weeks back, where his Vladimir just absolutely took over the game, and we see Ashe actually being locked in for Dallas here in that bottom lane. So just a comfort pick ADC to match with the Vladimir hyper carry up in that top lane. And looking here at 999's next rotation here, we're going to see Senna being hovered.
That would be an interesting pick into the Ashe. And it's switched to the Kindred.
Yeah. Kindred's quite interesting. Very high priority jungler, able to get a lot of roam. If she's able to get a lot of roams off into the enemy jungle, she can just absolutely take control of the game. If she gets her marks up, it can be quite devastating for the enemy team here. What do you think about that, Dream Unforgiven?
I actually really like the pick. Also, coupled with the Taric, it's going to be actually very difficult to kill any of these champions with the Shen ultimate coming down, the Kindred, and the Taric. It's they're going to be immortal for quite a long time. Plus the Shen ulti just for that extra shielding after those ults go down. I don't know how you kill these people.
I wonder if they can time that correctly. Whether it's going to be the Kindred on top of the Taric ult, just with that, both invincibilities stacked, how that would work out from a timing perspective. But you are right, very hard to kill regardless. As we see Thresh rounded out, so that's a pretty good bot lane combo. We don't really know who the ADC is going to be. I imagine possibly Kate, now that Senna is banned out. But obviously we'll see as we're in the second ban phase here.
Yeah, and seeing the Thresh is absolutely not a surprise here from Pratoga. He is just an absolute menace on that Thresh. It's usually banned against him. I'm surprised to see it not on the chopping block here, but obviously it seems like Triple Nine's got a bit of a different plan here, with another ban going towards that jungle now with the Graves.
Yeah. He's No, go ahead.
I was going to say pretty much the same thing you were probably going to say. Graves is a really strong pick in the meta right now. One of those top 3 carry junglers that VKC has been shown to play in the past. So pretty good ban right there, along with the Yone.
Interesting. So apparently somebody's a little bit afraid of the matches from yesterday where we pulled out Yone jungle. So going deep into his champion pool, eh?
Oh my gosh, I am kind of surprised though at that Sivir ban out. Like, is that something that Triple Nine is known to pull up, or is that just something they don't care to play against?
I think it probably is a mixture of both. It is very safe with the Taric. It makes the lane very hard for Ash Thresh to basically get anything done. I mean, Taric is obviously a very chaseable opponent, but when you have a Sivir R on him, he's not chaseable at all. And that is actually set locked in, so that's probably going to end up going in the jungle here for VKC.
Something that I find really interesting right now is with the set pick, it could also still go top with that Vladimir going mid. I highly doubt it with Akira's performance in the past on it, but it is still an option. However, I don't think they'll opt into that now that the Galio has been locked in. A lot of global, semi-global and global ultimates, along with protection from the jungle and support, this team is going to be almost impossible to kill once you get permitted. And then there's the Callista too.
And the Lucian insta-response here from Darkstar Gaming, so they are just all in on that mid lane here. They want that matchup to be completely set for Ravensman in that mid lane against the Galio. He's going to have the Lucian, a very comfort pick for him, especially as an ADC main himself. So, obviously, this is going to be quite an interesting draft here. What do you guys think of it so far?
I'm looking at both of these teams, and I don't know where the damage can come from besides maybe the Lucian and the Vladimir to actually kill these people. You have the MR shield from the Galio ultimate, and you have the Callista to save the Taric. The Taric ultimate to save everybody else, and the Kindred ultimate to, again, save everybody else, along with the Shinar to save somebody who really needs it. I don't know.
Completely agree with you there. They need a little bit more burst damage. Unfortunately, that Vladimir is not going to be enough, especially against a fully stacked Galio, Taric, and Shen. They have things to keep them alive for days. I do like the Ashe as far as a peel perspective, being able to slow them down so they can get away. But ultimately, there's not enough damage there. I mean, we do know that a Lucian mid on 2 items maybe is able to actually land a really good impact, especially with his passive of the 2 additional shots. But I don't think it'll be enough here. We'll just have to see, but it's gonna be tough. Triple Nine did really good though on this comp.
Oh yeah, Triple Nine's comp is completely like super survivability, just wants to build these sustained fights and absolutely destroy them. And Darkstar Gaming doesn't really look like they have the answer for it, and like you were saying, they really did need that burst damage, and they don't necessarily have it. But at the same time, we shouldn't doubt Akira on that Vladimir or Dallas on that Ashe, both extremely useful champions with just their mobility and their absolute ability to kite and just, be super effective across the map. So we're going to see Akira hopefully pop off for Darkstar Gaming here. And Triple Nine's obviously got a lot of self-peel, so maybe they'll be able to get the Vladimir off, but that'll only come in time. We will see.
Yeah, Dream, I want to ask you here, what is the win condition here for DSG? Because ultimately, if you think about like Ash or Lucian having to get to Triple Nine's backline, like how did they even get there to begin with, right? You have like 3 people just standing directly in front of Kindred and Callista. So how do you really go against this team towards that late game and try to win?
I think honestly, the only way that DSG can come out with victory here is if Set and Vladimir come around from a flank. The Set ults either the Kindred or the Tark away from the rest of the team, so they can't use those super powerful ultimates on their team. And with Vladimir just following in the back line and just cleaning up, that's the only avenue that I see of them actually winning. Especially if he can the second ult the Tark, or not the Tark, the Kindred. Since that is an instant invulnerability, whereas the Tarks needs time. If Vladimir can get into the backline, I'm sure he can probably burst through both the Callista and probably the Kindred before Kindred can get the ult off, if Kindred is not the one being ulted.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with you, and I am wondering just from a timing perspective, again, just based on the Kindred and the Taric ultimates. So you said it was instant, right? So if Taric starts his right when Kindred's does it still help as far as the longevity of that, or does he need to wait a good, like, 2 seconds before starting his?
If the Tark's at the rank 3 ultimate, I believe it will. The invulnerability will last about as long, if not slightly longer, than the Kindred ultimate. However, if the Tark ultimate is used first, and then the Kindred ultimate is used second, that would be probably the most optimal, because it will guarantee the Tark ultimate going off.
Okay.
All right. Well, with 20 seconds left on the draft here, we are going to be going to a quick pause once the spectator delay goes in, and then we will be back with game 1 here. Make sure you guys get your votes in on the polls. You get the exclamation mark vote, and whatever team you think is going to win here, DSG or T9. I think it's T9 is the code for 999 here, and either way, make sure you guys get your votes in. Make sure you see who you want to win, and we'll be back soon.
Can you dig it?
Feel my heart, it's beating. Oh, my body's breathing. It's just you and me. Feel my heart, it's beating. Oh, my body's breathing. It's just you and me. Oh,
Yes.
Dreamy here. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the first game of the LRS Premade playoffs. As we get, I am getting way too mixed up with this. I don't know why. We've got Seed 4 versus Seed 5 here, Darkstar Gaming versus 999. And before we get into the actual cast of the game, you guys have decided at home who you think is going to win this game. And I'll tell you, casters, this is a pretty one-sided vote here. This is 92.31%. voted 999 is going to win this game. I think a lot of people think that 999 has the draft difference this game. What do you guys think?
I 100% agree. I was talking about it with Wheelbarrow here in the drafting phase. I see very few avenues of success for the side of the DSG, and 999 they just draft kingdom them.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple things throughout that we're going to have to pay attention to, right? Like, we're going to have to see what the vision looks like around objective control. I think DSG needs to kind of focus not on the comps right now, because they clearly lost out on that. If they focus on the vision and getting the early Drakes and allowing them to get a good chance at getting a Soul Drake early, then they do have a chance, because that gives them a little bit more combat stats. But we'll see how this plays out and who has the better game here.
Yeah, something that I want to bring attention to really quick. The Vladimir started with a call.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, he did. That's a good call. He did.
Oh, and another thing, they're actually lane swapping their top and mid laner here, so Galio is going to be facing up against this Vladimir, and vice versa with the Shen versus Lucian matchup. What do you guys think of that?
Yeah, I was going to
Much
say
better
real
matchup.
quick. Yeah, it is much better, but also it allows that mid laner, who is it? Maxwell, for 999. It allows him to be able to roam for that bot lane gank a lot more effectively, especially with the Kindred jungle. So I do agree with that. I like it a lot, even if it gets poked out by that Lucian. Just being able to roam and make better plays is a lot better there.
Yeah, on the downside of that, though, I do see a slight disadvantage there. The Galio cannot roam to bot lane. He can only go to mid from the top side of the map. So that's a little bit of an issue. He does have TP to actually get to the bot lane, but he's not going to be able to jump in with his ultimate to get down there, whereas Shen can just globally ult wherever he pleases.
Yep, absolutely true. Yeah, that's just crazy. Definitely they did the draft well. Now we do have them switched out. Just looking at the summoner spells real quick, nothing too surprising unless you guys want to call anything out. I think it's pretty much standard across the board, especially like even with Phase Rush going with Akira for top.
Yeah, it's relatively standard. I actually am surprised that Lucian would go teleport in this lane. Not that you would necessarily expect to solo kill a Galio that he was expecting to go against. More so the fact that you want to have that kill pressure on the Kindred and the Callista, especially as they're coming out of Kindred ulti, and that's going to reduce the healing that the Kindred ulti does get. That's just a small thing, though. It's not a giant discrepancy like he lost to Boris or something.
Yeah, across the CS leads, we do have a slight lead in the bot lane. Callista is kind of bullying the Thresh Ashe duo. Do you have an engagement in the top lane? Nothing's gonna come out of it though.
Yep, but just a quant.
Ashe can't seem to approach the wave very well, even with
Ooh.
Oh, Ashe getting stunned up by the Taric here is going to take that Callista Q, but this is a lot of trade damage going back onto him. They are walking up on Tangerine, but the Ignite goes down onto Thresh here. VKC is in the bottom lane here, ready to take down the Callista, and that'll be a trade up for first blood onto the Thresh and the Callista here, but now the Taric is walking away, trying to get out of here. Dallas is trying to chase him down, but that is the TP coming in from the top laner here. That is Galio trying to get in onto Dallas here. Very low HP here. VKC is trying to get something on return here, but that is the TP from Akira following up. Oh no, that's actually AD Thresh Solution. It flashes in, tries to get onto Desui, but it is not going to be the case. The Galio is just peeling him away now, and there is no mana on this Lucian. He has nothing to do, and Dallas gets clipped by the wings on the backside, and it looks like the Lucian is getting chased down here, but the good E outside of the range is going to be able to get the kill from Taric, though. The E on Taric, and that is 2 kills for this Tarek here. That is a beefy Tarek right now. Yeah, I can see in the all chat people are pinging the bounty on Tarek here.
Yeah, already, at 5 minutes in, to get that bounty on the support, someone you don't want, like, usually, okay, fine, whatever, it's the support that picks it up, but not Tarek, right? You don't want him to get any more beefier than he was. I do want to point out, though, at the start of that fight, which just went all over the place, Protega being able to land that hook to secure that kill before he dropped was actually fantastic, but there was just deaths left and right there, and I really want to give a shout out to 80 Thresh Lucian. Being able to E out of that and be able to secure that kill was just sick. And if that's any indication of how the rest of this plays out, we're in for a pretty fun series.
Something else that I do want to note is the Callista held on to the cleanse after getting hooked there, and still has both summoners up. I believe that the Callista cleanse flash there, Callista lives, and that trade isn't a 2 back in the favor of DSG.
Oh man, yeah, you might be right. I just realized they have that up. Now, the great thing about this though, Maxwell did not waste his summoner there. He still has his teleport available. Akira does as well. It looks like both mid laners were the ones that just committed to that, and then we just saw all hell break loose. So look for them to be able to come in and get that next fight. But I also do want to point out here, they were able to, DSG was able to secure that Ocean Drake as well. I did not see that occur as we were kind of focused on the bot lane fight there, but they were able to regroup and take that Drake.
Yep,
yeah, and
looking for this ward here, but he is going to start getting chased down by this Tark, going to land the hook, and VKC is waiting on the wings here. It is actually going to get cleaned up as Pratoga, and now Grave Tress has to walk out of here, but it doesn't look like it's going to be the case. It's going to be a 1-for-1 trade for the supports tier, and that is actually really good if you're Darkstar Gaming here, because that bounty, that Tarakat, is now gone.
Yep, and it went to the Ash, right? So just really good there to be able to pick that up. It does look, just from a CS perspective here, it's pretty even across the board besides that Ash losing out on about 10. But it is nice to see them be able to bounce back, so we'll see if that helps them here in the long run. I did say, though, having that objective control, as we look for a taunt top, he is going to get it.
Galio's going to look for the taunt here, but is going to miss the E on the follow back, so nothing too spicy up in this top lane here, just a little bit of trading back and forth. And that call already have 42 stacks. The Vladimir doing a very good job of stacking it as of this moment. Even I'm actually a little bit surprised that he's only even in CS, as Galio did take that roam in bottom lane quite early.
Yeah, I completely agree there. Dream, do you see anything as far as the ability to get that dragon early and what that's going to be able to give them as far as an early advantage, or do you think it's more of they need to keep compounding on that, or do you think that helps them?
It's just one Drake, and obviously they're a lot weaker than they were last season. Ooh.
Oh?
There was the cleanse. Okay. Obviously they're a lot weaker than they were last season. They are still
as Vaughn gets to fight in the jungle here with the Sui, but the ultimate is going to come down. Is the Kindred ulti going to follow? Yes, the Shen ulti will be there too, as 80 Thresh is now here in the middle of 3 people, going to try and get the damage down onto Desui. The flash from VKC is going to secure the kill, and that's going to be a 1-for-1 at the moment, and Pratoga is now here trying to stop Tangerine from getting in the fight as Vaughn is trying to walk away. VKC is trying to get out, and it looks like he is trading back onto this Tarek here. Is he going to win? No, he's not. Wow, a little bit of an overestimation there from VKC is going to cost him the death. And 2-for-1 on the map there for, I believe it was 999. Yep.
Yeah,
and
999, and
2 more kills going to that Tarek, so he got that bounty back real quick.
Yeah, this is whoever voted for 999 just knows right away, like just seeing the comp in action, that is it right there. The Shen ult on top of the Kindred not being able to get any secured kills before that Shen shows up. It's just spells disaster. And Tarek, with as beefy as he is, he has his heal, he has his passive, which every time he uses an ability, you get additional attack speed for your damage hits. He is just a monster right now, so really good overall from the comp, and I don't really see, unless they mess up and they can get picked off one by one, it spells pretty good for them for 999.
Yeah, it's only 1,000 gold lead despite all of everything that's happening. The dragon does help. The gold leads don't really mean all that much. We're seeing a significant gold lead between the Galio and the Vladimir here. It's about a 10 CS gold lead, and he's starting to push the Galio back despite Galio being an anti-AP champion, it's the problem with running a champion with mana against one without.
Yeah, and this just shows the mastery that Akira does have on this Vladimir. I mean, even in these rough matchups where you're supposed to be bullied, as Vaughn is getting walked up on, VKC, sorry, is getting walked up on 3 people here, is going to try and get the Lantern, but that is not going to take him to safety. It's not going to take him anywhere. As the ulti from Callista is going to come down, the flash is going to come out from Dallas, and Pratoga is now trying to walk away, and it does not look like that will be the case, as Dallas might just be getting dove on here, as 3 people are now under the tower with the Taric ulti completely immune, and now Grape is tanking the turret, and it looks like they will be able to clean it up on the back end there with a nice triple kill going over to Tangerine, and that might just be the start of the end there for Darkstar Gaming.
Yeah, that was
Excellent
dangerous.
turret aggro juggling there. That was really good. They were able to just use the Taric ultimate, get in, Kindred backs out, and then the Taric tanks the turret as the Taric ultimate's ending, and then the Callista finishes up the kill while the Kindred takes one more turret shot.
The only saving grace they have right now is that Akira top lane. He's ahead in CS, able to utilize that call as well, like you pointed out. So if he can make a split push, which he has done before, we've seen that. But as you see here, we have a Drake being taken as well by them.
Yep, and this is going to be early Drake number 2 going over to Darkstar Gaming, and I'm pretty sure 999 is just completely fine with trading these away for just a little bit more pressure on the map, a little bit more time to scale, and then as soon as they're going to get this Inferno, this probably 3rd Drake is going to be where the big fight happens.
You definitely don't want to give them the soul for sure, yeah.
Yeah, Akira is also sitting on 2,800 gold right now. Hasn't gone back to buy, finished the call. It's going to be a very scary Vladimir when he finally decides to go back in base, as we get another engagement in the bot lane. They just don't want to stop fighting.
Just walking people away with lethal tempo, but it doesn't look like it's going to follow up with anything. And Tangerine and Grape having a very commanding lead of this bottom lane right now, really showing the gap.
I mean, he's been on point with his stuns, right? Like, really well done.
Absolutely, as Desui is in the jungle now trying to get a little bit of an invade going, as VKC does secure the red buff and is now chasing down this Kindred, and it looks like she will be taken out of the Kindred ulti, flashes back into it, and now it's a 3v3. Desui goes down first, and 80 Thresh is now low, getting chased down by the 2 tanks, and now he's calling the tanks down. They are falling down, and that is a double kill for 80 Thresh. Great play by Darkstar Gaming. Definitely keeps them in this game at this point. Desui, a little bit of an over-aggression there in VKC's jungle, does get punished quite hard for it. As the flash in the bottom lane here, that's the stun, and that is just the straight-up kill for 999. Tangerine gonna get another kill for himself, 5-1 on this Callista, and almost burning down Pratoga there too, so almost getting a nice double kill there, but is not gonna be the case. That is a lot of momentum shifted back to their side on the bot side, but Darkstar Gaming seems to have control of this top side right now.
From a CS perspective, the only reason that bot lane's doing so well there really is Grape and his ability to land those stuns. They are gonna, hold on, they're trading here at the top, gonna see if anything happens.
I don't expect too much, it's just two beef boys fighting each other, but
yep.
Akira is looking a bit spicy here, is gonna pop quite a lot of Qs here, and
I mean, he does have the hunting guys to be able to poke a little bit harder.
Yeah, as he ease in now, the Galio actually quite overextended here. Might end up getting chased down for it, but it does not look like it'll be the case. As the Rift Herald actually did go down mid lane, and that is the first turret secured for Darkstar Gaming. So even if they are behind in kills, they are getting a lot of pressure on the map still. They got the Rift Herald down in mid lane, and it's already gone, and things are looking up for them as we're turning the 15-minute point in this game.
Yeah, this reminds me of yesterday. Yesterday we all saw Winter Views go against Unbreakable Warhammers. And
Sorry, I didn't interrupt you here, but Desui is looking in this top lane here. Akira is now 1v3 in this top lane, gonna get locked up and stunned up, and that is just Akira gone. Very unfortunate timing for Akira, but that is 4 people in the top lane, and that is 2 minutes to Dragon, as just a pretty standard pick there going to come through, and that's going to shut down the Vladimir's momentum quite a lot.
Yeah, just pushed up just a little too far there, knowing that the bot lane was taken down. Akira should have realized that the bot lane probably is going top, as Shen looks to be in trouble here.
Shen getting called down here, going to get chased down, and that is the last auto attack going through for Ravensman. So that is 4-2 on this Lucian, doing quite a good job for himself in this mid lane role. Definitely an off role for him, but he's obviously been climbing on a few roles, so he's definitely not, foreign to the idea of a solo lane.
No, not at all. You also...
The Ashero is coming in, but that just goes straight through the goalpost. It actually went over the Tarek W line, so it was kind of like a goalpost. As a flash from Patoga, but the cleanse, and VKC is now flashing in to get the stun down. It is 3 people in this mid lane here for 999. Are they going to be able to disengage from this fight? And it looks like it will be the case. They are starting to turn back onto this fight as Galio is now here, gets a double stun on both of the ADCs, but they're going to be able to flash away and dash away, and that is 2 dead. 40 seconds to Dragon, and it looks like that's going to be Inferno Drag for 999 here in this first game.
And look what just happened. Nobody died on the side of 999 because there was the Kindred ultimate, there was the Tarek ultimate, just delaying the fight for everybody to show up. You have the Galio ultimate forcing the side of
something a little
DSG
spicy here, maybe.
All those ultimates are down. This would be the time to try and go in on it.
But it looks like they actually are walking back a little bit here. Gonna give up a little bit of the positioning on this Dragon here. But that's a Galio flash in. Gonna get the taunt down onto 2 people plus the stun from Tarek. And that's gonna be Dasui actually jumping into the culling of Lucian. And this could actually turn bad as Lucian is jumping in now. Tangerine gets absolutely blown up. VKC gets the kill. Akira is really low on the back line. But VKC and Akira versus Maxwell and Grape. But Akira goes down. It's just VKC versus Maxwell and Grape. Are they going to be able to deal with this Tarek Shen? Shen is so beefy. Grape gets another kill. This 8-1 Tarek right now. What is going on in this game?
When's the last time you heard somebody say the support is dominating?
in solo queue, bronze with a Xerath as support. That's when I've heard of it. But yeah, not in this high elo. This is just fantastic play overall by Grape. Tangerine's been able to utilize his ultimate pretty well to flash in. I did want to point out though, Quanser went in and got a double stun, and then right when that was expiring, Grape also landed those same 2 people with his stun. So it was just CC for days. So I mean, I think, oh, hold on, let's see what happens.
Pratoga getting a little bit of a face check here onto Tangerine, going to probably fall back here as he just throw the lantern for Dallas, but it doesn't look like Dallas is going to be taking this lantern anytime soon, and yep, that's just going to be a dead Pratoga, unfortunately. He's tried to stall as much time as he could, but Dallas was not on the way, unfortunately. And just another pick here, just more momentum going in the favor of 999. It may only be about a 2.5k gold lead at the moment, but it looks like a lot more.
It does, for sure.
Yeah, and if we're looking at the item completions here, we have the Leandri's Torment on the Vladimir. I like the pickup. The front line of...
Oh, Kalista ulti in the mid lane here. Grape going to get the lockdown onto Dallas, and that's going to be the kill. VKC now just going to be chased down with it. Now Akira just TP'd into the middle of 3 people, gets stunned down by Grape, and that is a godlike support right here. Absolutely unkillable is this Tarek, and I think Flip Trick called it in chat earlier, but I think it's going to be happening here. We are going to get this Tarek ban next game.
You have to. You can't do anything. They just dive so easily with the Tarek ultimate, and if it starts to go sideways, you have the Shen ultimate and the Galio ultimate just to follow up and make sure it doesn't go sideways anymore.
Mm-hmm. The fact that they don't care about turrets at all, right, should really terrify you. So yeah, you want to get rid of that. You want to be able to have that not be a condition of... Oh,
Quanser stepping up a little too. Oh, that Shen ulti was a thing of perfection.
Yep.
Absolute last second ultimate as AD Thresh is a little tilt running it here is gonna get chased down by 3 people. Quanser not. Oh, he is gonna end up falling down. So that is actually not worth it. But at the same time, it was the style points that we all wanted to see from Ravensman, the helm of this team. Definitely. Trying to make the moves, but unfortunately there was 3 people.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you give that kill to anyone else, then it might be worth it in the long run, but you're giving it to Grape, right? He's already stacked. He's 10-1, 700 bounty. Look at his items. It's just absolutely ridiculous the way that he's carrying, and that was just really poor planning there by AD Thresh to overcommit like that.
Tarek has the most items completed in the game out of everybody.
4 full items, right?
He's
Yeah,
almost full
Yeah.
build. I think he actually is a support full build right now.
yeah.
Yep.
The control wards are the only thing that need to be sold. That you don't want to sell those as a support. So, yeah, he's at full build right now.
And
You're not.
I've
Getting any
never
better than
seen a
that.
support be up 5,000 gold. This is actually insane for me. As this is going to be a face check. It's Grape is going to get locked down by 3 people here, but the ultimate, are they going to be able to kill before the ultimate comes down? No, they
Oh
will
my
not be able to,
God.
and now the Galio is here. The culling is coming through. Grape, is he going to fall down eventually? Is he going to fall
Oh.
down eventually? 80 Thresh is trying to clean up the kill, and it will be the 1,000k gold going down, or 1,000 gold going over to Raven's man here on that threat, or on that Lucian. So things okay. Good pick for Darkstar Gaming here. Akira, a little bit of a bad trade in the bottom lane, but it's fine. He'll be
That's
able to
the
walk
best
away. And
pick
it
you
looks
could've
like
gotten.
they're starting up the Baron here.
Yep,
A little
there's
bit of spice coming through from Darkstar Gaming here, really looking for the all or nothing play. And it looks like 999 sort of snuffed it out at this moment, but they don't have this. Oh, they do have the smite. Kindred is up. Kindred is trying to get into there right now, and he stole it! Kindred stole the dragon, and that is the kill onto VKC, and that is the kill onto Thresh, and that is the kill onto Ashe. That is 3 people down, and the Galio traded back onto, as Raven's man is going to get 1v1'd by Tangerine, and that is going to be 4 for 1, plus the dragon steal. I think Dasui just locked the game for 999.
Oh man, that's not what you want to happen when you're trying to do a desperation play like that. You don't want to see the steal. Oh
well,
man.
I mean, they should have learned to take their winnings and go home early and come back the next day, right? Because I mean, they already gambled on getting that pick off, and they almost did not even succeed on taking apart that Grape, right? And then they just got overzealous. They're like, okay, Grape is gone. That CC chain is gone as well. Let's take this Baron. I think maybe going back a bit, regrouping would have been the better play, but unfortunately they didn't. And now Grape is back up, and here we go.
Yeah, even if they did want to force this play, you can have the Lucian go back. He has TP, and he's sitting on 1,000 gold shutdown, which he did not spend before that Baron play.
Mm-hmm.
So you send him back. He gets his 1,000 gold. He teleports back in for the Baron play, and now he kills the Kindred when the Kindred jumps over the wall.
And it looks like Darkstar Gaming just have to concede this Infernal Drake. That is 2 Infernal Drakes now for the side of 999. Absolutely just taking a controlling lead of this game right now. They got about 5,000 gold in the lead, and things are just looking really nice for them.
Just to point out what Unforgiven just mentioned there, before that Baron fight happened, Lucian did have that shutdown gold, right? When he dies and then ends up going back, obviously, to Fountain because he's dead, he now has the rapid fire cannon, which could have dramatically increased their chances there in that fight, and he did have the TP available as well. So just wanted to point that out. He's absolutely right there.
Yeah, not to mention ultis were down too, as the hook actually comes down onto Tangerine. This is quite a bit of damage, but I don't know if they're going to be able to follow it up, as Tangerine actually takes down Pratoga really early, as 80 Thresh is now getting jumped on and is going to get blown up, and that is 2 kills going over to Tangerine in that bottom lane, going to be real big, as it looks like they're just pushing this bottom lane here, as Shen is split pushing top lane.
I just want to point out here, there's 30 deaths, right? On the side of DSG. The bot lane alone for 999 has 21 of those, which is just absolutely insane. It's pretty much split evenly between both of those competitors.
Oh yeah, they're both putting on a S-tier performance right here. They're both playing out of their minds right now.
Nah, maybe an A-. You know how annoying it is when you play so well and you're like, how the hell did I get an A? Yeah.
You just gotta see us more, man.
Yeah, but no, just fantastic all around. Dream, I gotta ask you here, just from where we stand at this point, we're 24 minutes in. We have a Drake coming up in 3 minutes. They're gonna try to poke out Akira.
Here he is gonna get chased down by 3 people. Is gonna have to pop that W, as 3 people are on his booty, and no stun from Grape, as 2 people are actually on Galio here. Pratoga and Vaughn trying to get the pick, as that hook was really clean, and
Yeah.
VKC is going to be able to pick up that kill. As
Great stun.
the arrow! The arrow was perfect. Tangerine's going to get blown up, and Akira is now going to pick up 3 kills. Oh my god, they actually just turned this game.
Yeah, before all that nonsense happened. I was going to ask Unforgiven, like, what in the world is the win condition now if you had to even attempt to give him something? But I think that might be his answer because,
That was the
damn.
start.
Yep.
That's the start of the comeback right there. They just need to secure these next 2 dragons, and Soul might be their only solace because that'll catch them up in damage at the very least. And
Mhm.
Ash needs to finish items. Only at 1.5 items right now. The Calist is on 3, working on the 4th right now.
Wow.
Looks like it's going to be a bloodthirst.
Maxwell is getting dived in the mid lane here. Going to get 4 people on him, but the Galio ulti will come down. VKC and Protoko now have to try and run, and it looks like they are just going to take this tower in mid lane and just walk away. Akira is still on that bottom lane, going to try and probably just get a wave onto the tower and then take a reset. But this is the start of something good for Darkstar Gaming. They are starting to claw back into this game.
About 10 minutes ago, guys, we all pointed out that Grape had... Oh, hold on 1 second here. See what Akira can do.
Akira versus Tangerine here, pops the pool. Very scary, but that's 3 people in the bottom lane. It looks like it's going to be just an unfortunate demise for the side of Vladimir. That's what you get for losing to Boris. Unfortunately.
He tried. What I wanted to mention here is we pointed out like 10 minutes ago, I think it was, that Tarek had 4 items besides his control wards. Those control wards are gone, and he is full built stacked right now. Compared to, even though Protega is able to actually hit really good, awesome hooks, he is nowhere close to matching what Grape has as far as the potential to get into those team fights.
Yeah,
oh yeah, definitely. Sorry,
one of those items is, or 2 of those items are Redemption and Locket of the Iron Solari. You thought it was hard to kill them before? Just wait until Tarek redemptions them.
Yep, very true. Okay, well then where we're sitting at right now, it looks like they're all kind of regrouping here as we got DSG and we have VKC going back here to the base. So he might cancel or not, he's going back. Dream, what is your win condition here? We're sitting at a 3k gold difference here. What is your win condition here for DSG to kind of maybe get back into the gold lead or at least take some objectives?
I actually agree with Primus here in the chat. Vladimir and the Infernal Soul. That's about it. And maybe this Baron steal will slow them down a bit, but looks like they're going for the Dragon, giving up the Baron entirely.
Yeah, that seems like a smart decision. Realistically, I think you'd rather have Soul Point than Baron at this point. I don't think Baron necessarily pushes the victory for 999 as much as Infernal Soul pushes a comeback for the side of Darkstar Gaming. So I think this is a very smart decision for Darkstar Gaming, and actually kind of questionable for 999, unless they are just going to brute force through this mid lane and think they can just win right now.
I mean, they have the CC, right? We'll see how it plays out.
And the side of DSG, they're out of position. They get here really late. The tower's already gone.
But look at VKC in the backline here. Does have an extremely good flank. Tangerine is going to get knocked up in the backline here, and that's 4 people getting absolutely demolished. But that is an insane Tarek ultimate. Nobody dies. Nobody even moves. Their health bars don't even move. There's 3 people dead on the side of Darkstar Gaming, and there's nobody dead on the side of 999, and that's going to be 4 dead on the side of Darkstar Gaming, and 5 dead. A clean 8.
It's over.
For the side of 999, and that is going to be game 1 in the bag for them, ending with a 9k gold lead, up 4 towers, up, I don't want to do the math on those, I think that's 18, up 18 kills, and up, down a dragon actually, but still an incredible performance from 999.
Yeah.
Extremely well played. A few shoddy moments here and there, but obviously they can brush those off when that game was extremely clean.
Yeah, Dream, I asked you in the Champ Select, right, the win condition here for DSG, and we said they have to get to that back line by ganks with VKC, and we just saw they tried, and ultimately, just because of how far ahead they allowed Grape and Tangerine to get, there's just nothing for them to be able to do, even if they catch them off guard like that. So hopefully we'll see that Tarek ban come in. I can't imagine they leave that up here for the next round.
Yeah, that play was good 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean, exactly. Oh, man.
Alrighty, I think with the end of that, I think we are ready to send it over to the analyst desk here, and he can break down what we just witnessed with this game here.
I just want to note something really quick before we hand it back over to analyst desk. Lucian still out-damaged everybody on the side of 999. He outdamaged Callista by 1,000
He
damage.
did.
There.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
that-
Ravensman did put a lot on the line this game. He played his heart out, and unfortunately, it just wasn't enough. But
Damn.
obviously, that's only game one. You can't get too tilted at that. You got to make sure you're looking at the whole spectrum. You got 5 games in total. Not necessarily in total, but you can make it 5 games if you want to. So we're gonna throw it over to the analyst desk now. He's gonna Psychonautic's gonna break down this game for you guys, and we'll send it back to him. Thank you guys so much. You're muted. Noah, they can't hear you.
Every time it's not a Legends Esports stream with Psychonautic if my mic is not muted. But I was getting PTSD flashbacks as soon as that comp. I started in draft phase. I started seeing the pieces of that comp being formed, and it's so hard to play against. It's literally impossible to kill anyone. They have so much CC in frontline to keep their key members alive, and it's just with the Tarek ulti, the Galio ulti, the Shen ulti. It's just so disturbing how hard it is to kill them. 999, they know how to execute this comp super well. As we saw, they were juggling aggros, tower diving, getting those picks early game. They snowballed their advantage in their lead super quickly. I don't think I've ever seen a support be full build at 18 minutes before, but FS Grape, that's just nothing to him. At one point, like 8-1 and 11 into 15 minutes on a Tarek. Pretty terrifying. But 999, that's a disgusting comp you guys have. You guys know how to execute that perfectly. So I'm expecting the bans from DSG here. They're going to have to be changed around here. That's just not going to be allowed. That comp, I hope I see it again, but I hope I never see it again in my own games. Anyways, guys, we're going to go on a quick little break here, and we will be back with game number 2.
I fucked up, woke up, and you bet again. Showed up like it's love, but it's never been enough. Playing house like you're grown up. Let go, picked it up, but I shouldn't have. Met you down the snow. You held me on my back. You're gonna risky. You said you miss me. Oh, so much whiskey.
guys. Sorry for all those delays and technical hiccups, but they are all sorted now. I've had my one mic muted moment of the stream out of the way, so good to get that out of the way early into the series. Anyways, guys, you guys voted on your player of the game, and it was no other than FS Grape on that Tarek. Absolutely disgusting. 8-1 and 11, as I was discussing earlier. Just a kid. Who says supports can't carry? Putting in work with those Tarek ultis. Just absolutely perfect timing there. Saving all of his teams and himself countless times there. How do you team fight that composition? I guess the long story short is you really just can't. I'm assuming this Tarek will be banned away from him here on out. He's just a little too good at the pick here. 11-3 and 20 by the end there. An absolute pop-off performance by FS Grape. So great job to him and the rest of the 999 for that very dominant Game 1 victory. But we have Game 2 just about ready here, so I will send it back to our casters to get back into pick and ban.
Thank you so much, Psychonautic, for sending it back over to us. We are ready for Game 2. I hope my co-casters are ready. Are you guys ready for Game 2?
No, I'm ready.
I feel ready. We do have a sub here for Game 2. Dallas is moving down to the support role. So I'm interested to see what kind of strategies or how that changes the play. Obviously, we all expect as the pick and ban start here to see Tarek immediately out, but who knows? I've seen crazier things, so really excited.
Yep, so obviously you just threw out your first prediction for this draft here. We've got the Tarek obviously going to be banned out from from 999 here. Grape absolutely putting on the performance of his life right there in Game 1 and really showing why you need to respect this man on support, because I'll be honest here, that was pretty disgusting to watch. And obviously Darkstar Gaming has the mindset to adapt to that, and they will most likely ban it here, as we are getting our checks, and hopefully everyone will be getting it in real quickly here. And yeah, so Dream Unforgiven, what do you think about this draft? What do you think is going to be coming in differently for Darkstar Gaming here?
If the Tarek, Galio, or the Kendra get through, I will be thoroughly surprised.
I mean, I agree with you, right? But the problem is you have to weigh the last game versus what they came in here for on a strategy for what they played throughout the season, right? So if you give away or, go for those bans straight up, they weren't banned in that first game, which is why they got picked, then you're leaving up more comfort picks. So it'll be interesting to see how this plays out.
Yeah, and it is unfortunate that Darkstar Gaming has to lose a ban every time because of the E-sub rule that they have unfortunately had to break, because their roster has gone through quite a few shifts in this playoff season. And obviously 999 going with the same bans, nothing too crazy different from them. But the Tarek ban, obviously coming from Darkstar Gaming, is no surprise there.
Yeah, and looks like they're going to keep the Bard ban as well from the last time, so they leave the Shen up, so I highly doubt that 999 is going to let that one slide by. And
Wow.
they're going to pick the Senna first.
That surprises me, honestly. I feel, you need that global ult, that taunt that it gives more than you would this type of ADC. But, I mean, yeah, that's crazy. But overall, that's what they went with.
Yeah, and it's definitely surprising to see the Senna come through first pick here, especially because we just saw Tangerine on that hyper-aggressive ADC Kalista, and now we're going to see a complete shift in pace in the bottom lane. He's going to be on a completely different champion. Who knows, he might gap in the exact same way, but it'll definitely have to be on Darkstar Gaming's new ADC Kago to really show that the Senna is not just like, you can't just first pick this without getting punished, and that's the Jhin answer right there. I kind of like that. What do you guys think?
Man, that's great.
It's 100% great. Jhin is such a great pick into Senna just because he has so much pressure in the lane, especially if you pair it with something like a Nautilus or even a Leona as well. Not as good as Nautilus, however, still very good along with the Jhin. Just Senna doesn't do very well into very hard engaged bot lanes, and Jhin really makes it so much harder for Senna to play the game because of how
There
much
you go.
There it is.
Yep, so they take away one of the hard engage 8 supports that you would usually want with Senna, but there are still a few options left remaining. Darkstar Gaming was hovering that Maokai earlier. Who knows if 999 has that in their pocket? And if they do, that could be quite scary, especially for this Jin who does not want to be locked down. But they do end up giving
Wow.
999 the basically the Exodia of topside, the Shen. The Shen Hecarim, which is absolutely dominating in that early level, like early levels 1 to 11.
Yeah, and it is answered by the Graves. I actually played this matchup Monday, and Hecarim does pretty well into it. So Graves is a good pick as far as the carry junglers. You're not going to see VKC get triple banned again like you did last time. Graves does get picked up, so this is one of VKC's better champions. We'll see if he can pull something out this time around.
Yeah, and now looking at the bans here, we see the Lucian actually get... Oh, sorry, my microphone actually cut out there for a second. We did see Lucian actually get banned away from Ravensman here, so no longer are we going to see that amazing culling that he was pulling out basically non-stop last game, so... The culling did eventually stop, and there's the proof.
And Zoe here is a final ban with Akali. Interesting.
Yeah, I'm not sure about the Zoe ban. Probably just to take it away from Quanser. Is that how you say his name?
Quans. Yeah, I would go with your option there. Yeah.
Take it away from Quanser, and it's actually a pretty good pick into the Orianna, so I do like that ban. Also, the Galio ban is really good as well. Don't want Shen, Hecarim, and Galio diving onto your backline all at the same time. That wouldn't be very fun for anybody.
Oh yeah, definitely, and yeah, the Zoe also another strong pick to ban away here, especially because she can match the range that Senna has, and it can just be really annoying to have to deal with a backline that's three maps away from you, while you have a front line that's literally farther in your backline than you can pan backwards.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay.
Ooh.
Just mid Morg.
It could
be mid Swain.
Well, I agree, but usually with this kind of comp, I usually see Swain go as the support. But yeah, I mean, it could be swapped either way. That's just really good picking there because you're not really entirely sure, but that's great.
I would personally like the Morgana in the mid lane just because it's a lot harder for the Orianna to actually poke out Morgana throughout the laning phase due to the Black Shield, the longer range CC with the Dark Binding, and the lane shoving. We get the Vladimir again from DSG. Did okay into the Galio. There is no Galio this time, so it looks like Shen is going to probably be forced to go up there, unless they send the Swain top, in which case I think it's still Vladimir favored. I'm not too sure about that matchup though.
Yeah, this is a little bit more scary in terms of the Vladimir because he has a lot more opportunities to go in and make a very big impact in these team fights. They don't necessarily have the same sort of shutdown that they did last game in terms of never being able to die. This team comp more so revolves around playing sustain more while also playing to your sustain. You don't want to play when you don't have a Swain ulti up or a Senna ulti up or a Shen ulti up. If you do as 999, you're probably going to end up losing the fight, and as we saw last game, they are very strong at taking fights when they have their ultis up. So it'll be on Darkstar Gaming to really make stuff happen.
Are any of you familiar with Cage as far as his playstyle?
Who?
Cage, the ADC that's subbing in right now for DSG.
No, I have not seen anything from him. I actually do not know anything about him.
I also don't know much of anything about him either, so...
Yeah, no, I was just looking at his profile. One, he is pretty much trying to become a master at Samara, which is kind of scary whenever that comes into play. But overall, yeah, it looks like he is really good with your Sennas, your Philios, your Jins as well. He plays Jhin a ton, so it's going to be great to see. He is on a comfort champ zone. So overall, not even going against the Senna and having the range and the ability to land a stun against that backline, but also just knowing that he does play it and has that comfortability is really good as far as getting him on something as he's subbing in here.
And it is going to be the Swain mid. So Swain does okay into Orianna. He's able to trade with her quite evenly. Orianna does have the pressure with the ultimate just to kind of shove him out of lane, but Swain has the overall team fight pressure. If the Orianna misses the ultimate, that's where Swain shines, because he wants to be in the middle of everybody. He doesn't want to be in the front line, he doesn't want to be in the back line, he wants to be in between those two. Sandwiched in between and just stealing everybody's HP, and that Orianna doesn't want to just the Swain. And if you have Swain, Hecarim, and Shen running at you as Orianna, you're probably not going to be able to reach this Senna Morgana, who are just going to sit in the back line and auto attack and spell and attack you with spells from far away, because their ranges heavily outrange the Orianna.
Something I want to hear from both of you, just a reminder to the stream, we are going to go into a quick break as it goes into the delay. But before that kicks off, I want to hear from both of you who you think has the better comp here, just from a draft perspective.
Personally, I think Darkstar Gaming actually has a lot more opportunities to get to late game, and they have a lot more opportunities to win in the late game. Whereas last game, I feel like they didn't necessarily have like a window of opportunity. I feel like there's a lot more windows and a lot more win cons that they have in this game, and I think that Darkstar could actually prevail in this game, especially with the counter in the bottom lane, plus the Orianna versus Swain matchup could be quite devastating in the mid lane if Ravensman does pull out effectively.
Yeah. It can go either way. You have a lot of dive potential from the side of 999, but on the other side, you have a lot of disengage and re-engage, so they can easily get out of it if they don't want the fight with the Orianna ultimate, the Graves ultimate, just to run away. But you also have the hard engage with the Orianna ultimate and the Nautilus ultimate, along with Jhin opening up in the backline as well. So it could really go either way. I do slightly favor the side of DSG just because their damage potential is much, much higher than the side of 999.
Yep, and as we are getting into the spectator delay, make sure you use the !vote and the code DSG, or the 999s if you think 999's going to win or DSG is going to win this game, and take it into a 1-1 or a 2-1 scenario. You guys give us your thoughts, and we will be back for the game to start. Thank you guys so much. Game 2, DSG versus 999. We've got pretty standard comps for both sides. DSG not switching up too much here. A few picks difference, but I think the identity of what they want to do is roughly about the same thing. And quite a different comp stylistically for a 999 here.
Yeah. And sorry, go ahead.
No, you're fine. I just wanted to immediately point out I love the Guardians on Grape. Just being able to give that sustainability plus the Tangerine heals there, I think that's fantastic. Obviously, you do have a standard Aftershock summer spell with Dallas there, but still, just I love seeing the Guardians there instead of the dropping Comet. So.
Yeah, I also really like the phase rush from the Oriana here as well. Being able to poke onto the Swain there, and then run away at Mach 5s. That way Swain can't actually trade back. It's a really good pick. Usually into other ranged mid laners. You don't see it very often against the melee ones, but since it's a Swain, I do like the pick here. Along with the phase rush from the Graves and the phase rush from the Vladimir, and another phase rush from the Hecarim. We got phase rushes everywhere today.
Wow, yeah, for days pretty much. Trying to see if there's any. Do you guys see anything else that really sticks out, or you think it's just pretty standard across the board besides 3 phase rushes?
I think it is surprising that we are seeing phase rush on Graves here. Usually I see him go sort of like the Conqueror and go sort of like a Bruiser build, but who knows? He might be going phase rush this game and going full lethality. That might be an opportunity. I'm not quite sure what he is going to end up itemizing, but we will just have to wait and see for later on into the game, as we do have pretty normal clears from both sides. Hecarim starting Raptors instead of Red is a bit of a different variation, but it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. He also went and did his Krugs before doing Red. He's doing a full clear of his bot side, which makes me think he might try to do an early gank down onto the bot side.
And I mean that is worthwhile overall. See if you can get them to blow any type of summoner spells. You see the Jhin here for Cage does have the cleanse, so you do want to get him to drop that so that during a team fight 2-on-2 bot, the Tangerine stun is able to get out there, or at least the Grape stun as well to get some more poke. So I can see them doing that. But no, he's actually making his way top. So
yeah, doing a complete full clear. Wants to get every single camp on cooldown. So that way he can go and take the scuttle and probably go for maybe a gank topside. Vladimir is shoving up pretty hard, and he doesn't have any vision in the river just yet.
And now he is almost up here on getting the ward, and he looks like he is going to rotate over. Nope, he's perfect position there for a gank, so hopefully he doesn't get caught out. And as I say that, he is going to go drop that ward.
Is that caster curse or caster blessing?
Hopefully a blessing on his end. He does notice here the Hecarim is at pretty much below half health, or just kind of ticking up there.
Yeah, and that's going to give Graves agency to just run into his jungle, check and see if there's anything open. The Raptors did just spawn, so he's going to know that. So there's a quite hard engagement in mid lane. Nobody's going to blow anything, though.
But
the hook in bottom lane here. Dallas is going in. Cage getting a lot of damage off onto Tangerine, and VKC is here to clean it up. That's the first blood going over to the Graves. Now Graves is getting chased down, but he will just have to burn the flash and walk away, as there's a taunt up in top lane here. Akira is getting traded on, but not too much coming out of it. Good first blood going down onto Darkstar Gaming here.
Guys, that is all because of Akira. That is all because he went down, saw that Hecarim, and then as Dream pointed out, it gave full clearance there for VKC to go into the enemy jungle, and then he was right there for that hook to land and secure that kill. So just great job overall.
Oh, and it looks like he's going to get caught here.
Oh,
payback!
VKC getting a little caught in the jungle there. Getting caught on the Krugs, and Morgana binding plus Hecarim coming through. Getting a kill onto Tangerine there. Quite good response from 999. But still about 600 gold up is Darkstar Gaming at the moment. Just a little bit happy off of that first blood.
Yeah. Something I do want to point out, in that first engagement where the first blood went down, I think it was a little bit of a mistake from Grape there, putting the black shield on themselves instead of the Senna there, actually getting the Senna killed. I'm not sure if Grape thought the hook was going towards him or if it was just going to miss, but that small little mistake cost Tangerine the death there.
Yeah, and you got to point out as well, VKC got a little too cocky there. He got the kill, and then he just went right back into the enemy jungle. And you got to imagine they're going to come back through that way to see if you are acting cocky. And they found him, and he unfortunately dropped for that.
Yeah, no, the Vladimir didn't get to do much of anything against the Hecarim. After the Hecarim full clears and gets the Scuttle topside, you should know Hecarim's going to start running back down to his bot side because his camps are respawning. So, I don't know. It was a bit of a greedy play for VKC. He still comes out with the kill, and the Hecarim does not. So, I believe the Graves is still going to be slightly ahead in gold. Yep, about 300 gold here.
Mm-hmm.
So,
the bot lane, by the way, Jin, that Jin Cage is sitting there at a 20 CS difference. And that really does hurt that Senna. She does have that call, and she's not able to really utilize that, just being behind so much.
yeah, a bit of a late call, second buy, and it's really hard to actually farm, and this gives priority over the Drake. I'm going to go ahead and grab that up for the side of DSG really quickly there. It's an Infernal Drake, so no Infernal Soul this time around.
999 might be looking to actually fight this, and it looks like they are. As Grape is going to walk in here, Cage is going to get rooted up by the Senna W as Dallas is going to get taken down as Morgana Binding does hit, and now Desui has to walk away with a very low HP, and Cage is all alone by his lonesome right now, and he is just going to get blown up by the Swain. The flash is going to have to be used by the Orianna, and now Graves is in a rock and a hard place, and he cannot make it out here. As, yep, that'll be 2-3 kills in response to the Dragon. And did they end up securing it?
Yeah, 4.
Red team. Oh, 4 kills going over 2-999. So very unfortunate play from Darkstar Gaming, unable to secure that Dragon without any casualties, and actually ends up costing quite a lot for themselves there. Going to get about 1k gold lead there for blue side now.
Yeah, when they saw they were getting rotated on, they should have just kind of backed up.
But the flash from Dallas here going in onto Quanser, and Grape unable to get the hook onto him, and now Quanser is getting Orianna ulti and killed. And that'll be a kill up in the top lane here. We got Maxwell fighting Akira, and Akira's gonna have to flash away. Very well played from Maxwell, actually doing very differently than we would have expected in the considering the first game's lane swap.
Yeah, it makes me wonder, why was the lane swap necessary if he was just going to do that to Vladimir in the first place? So you see, it's just going to get harder and harder for Senna to actually do anything, especially when they shove the lane up and you're already down 30 CS. You don't want to be shoving the wave into the Jin Nautilus, because he's just going to freeze underneath this tower, and it's going to starve you out of so much gold and CS. You're just not going to be able to play the game for at least the first 10 minutes.
And we're talking about Senna being starved for gold, but realistically, if you press X, she's up 50 gold. Those 2 kills has basically evened out the CS difference, and Desui gonna catch Shakira in this jungle here, but now VKC is coming around in the flank, gonna smite Desui, and it looks like he might get the kill here, but that's just gonna be the ulti out of Desui to disengage.
And guys, I am back. My headset just completely died on me, so I apologize. But yeah, no, so yeah, I agree though with the Senna there, and plus the Senna CC is nothing to gawk at as well. So she is able to pretty much, fight from behind here. I don't know about that call by, because it is going to take a little bit of time to really get rid of that. But from a CS perspective, you still have Jin with the BF sword, so the damage output is going to be a little crazy there. But yeah, overall, really good as far as the kill potential goes.
Yeah, and we do have the Senna going for a mana immune for the first item here as well. So it's going to take quite a long time for the Senna to actually come online. Whereas Jin, if we hope he's going for, which looks like he is, going for the Infinity Edge, is going to come online a lot sooner. And 999's not going to have any priority against the Jin for at least the first 20 minutes while the Senna tries to stack up. And the CS difference right now is making it that much harder.
Mm-hmm, absolutely.
And I find it so amazing to me as Maxwell is getting a bit of a trade down onto Akira here. But Akira looking to trade back now, going to bop the ultimate. And the full charged E. Is he going to get the last empowered Q? It does not look like that'll be the case, as big trade in that top lane. As I was going to say, we were saying a minute ago how they got 4 kills at the Dragon, and they had a 1k gold lead, and now it's even. Just because of how much CS has been accrued, like the little leads have been in pretty much every lane. There's about a 15 CS in both mid and bottom lane, as Akira is going under tower here against Maxwell, going to get him really low, and that's going to be a solo kill for Akira onto Maxwell under that tower. So very well played from him, getting Darkstar and that Vladimir like really far ahead, which is going to be very nice considering that's the champion who wants to scale.
Akira is no joke, guys. We've seen it before on that Vladimir. He's had some really fantastic games. He's been able to do split pushes as well as just be the main carry. So just fantastic so far. You need to just kind of keep that up. If I was Graves, I'd kind of help him get a little bit more ahead. You'll want to see that flash off of Maxwell get burned as well as the next teleport when it comes up. You want the only thing for him to be able to depend on to be that Shen ultimate. So
here's Desui sitting in this bottom lane, sitting in this alcove. Might be looking for something here, but it does not look like it'll be the case. Oh, actually, Dal's going to look for a hook here. Is going to land. Grape's going to be a little late on it, and the flash forward with the ultimate is going to start a big fight here, but it looks like it'll just be Dallas going down, but the stopwatch will be burnt, and Grape is now burning down, but unfortunately is not going to be able to get the kill, and VKC is now here, but alone against 4 people is he. And Akira's actually here too. I guess he TP'd in. No, he just walked down, but just it looks very unfortunate for him as, oh my god, that movement. He almost outplayed that. That was really cool.
No,
and then
wants to join in on the fun.
Yeah, VKC did end up going down on the other side, and now there's Orianna getting knocked back by 4 people and absolutely rooted up.
Oh no, that was so unfortunate. The Orianna thought the ball was on top of him and ulted in space.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, it's just the map awareness there. You see a lot of people dropping bot. You kind of think, okay, 999 is now sitting down there without some health. Let me go down in there and attack them, and then he just gets demolished. So just very unfortunate there, not a good read, but we'll kind of see how this plays out. Akira there, very bad misplay unfortunately, but he didn't have to blow any summoner spells as you pointed out, because he didn't even have the TP up to begin with.
Yeah, so it looks like he's just going to go back topside. The wave is shoving into him, so that's a consolation prize for him at least. He'll be able to either hold that wave there or shove it back into the Shen. Looks like he's going to shove it back in.
Oh, nice taunt. His heals are no joke, man.
Yeah, he has the Hextech Revolver already, Sork Boot, so he's burning through the magic resistance that Shen already has with the Merc Treads there. Pretty well. And I believe he's sitting on, what, 30% CDR now?
Yep, he's sitting on 30% at the moment, and he is really close to getting his 4th CDR item, as Desui is now taking his blue buff on a pink ward. VKC is here to set up something, but Desui is just going to try and walk away here. It looks like it will be the case, and they will just secure this blue buff for their mid laner here. Ravensman is going to get that blue buff. Actually, it was really close to giving it to Akira by accident. But
he was, yeah.
But thank God that that Q did not kill.
Just want to point out for everybody here, this bot lane Tangerine was sitting on quite a bit of gold. Hold on here as we have a fight top. I think they're going to poke each other out though, and they do.
Oh, here, walking up.
Yep, Manamune did get finished there completely for Tangerine, so it's just more of a waiting game for it to get built back up.
Yeah, and I was completely wrong about the amount of cooldown induction that Vladimir has. He's sitting on 41% CDR right now.
Oh. That is a lot of CDR.
Well, I also feel it's just because he, when he went back, he was able to grab the Kindle Gem, because he was sitting on the Fiend's Kodesh forever, and I think he just grabbed that Kindle Gem. Oh, good fight
the
here,
ulti back from
Ravensman, but it looks like Desui was just sitting there waiting for them, and that's going to be 2 kills in the mid lane for 999 here, and momentum still starting to swing extremely hard into 999's favor here. They're up about 2k gold at the moment, and things are going to be quite interesting here. The ultimate from Akira actually coming up in topside, and the flash, but he's actually going to survive Maxwell at 0 HP basically, as Dallas is going to face check Desui in the jungle, but the Swain is just sitting at their tier 2, just having a dandy time with their Jhin, and so Dallas has to walk away.
And with all of that pressure that's been going on in the bot side of the map, Senna has caught up to Jhin and CS. So all of that we were talking about, how the Senna's not going to be able to, or not going to have fun trying to stack that Manamune. Oh,
I don't understand what Maxwell did. He just immediately bought. Oh,
Maxwell, a really good trade, almost getting the solo kill there under the tower, but it did not end up doing the deed. And Akira just slowly sustaining back up in this lane while Maxwell just keeps trying to go for these taunts, and that's the one. That's the one. He gets it, and Akira goes down.
And there go the question mark pings as well. Like, how did that happen?
Well, I was just questioning it because Maxwell immediately went back to base, right, during that initial dive by Akira, but he didn't even heal up all the way. He just grabbed, completed his boots, and then went back. And you see why. He secured, allowing that tower to stay alive, and ended up getting a kill. So that was surprising to me, but overall, great play.
I think he also picked up, what is that starting item for the Titanic Hydra? The AoE one, I can't remember what it's called.
The Tiamat.
The Tiamat. I think he picked up the Tiamat as well, on his back there, and then TP'd back. I'm not sure. He might have had that before.
Let's see here. I did want to also just kind of point out here, the Hextech Protobelt is completely done now. He also does have his Sorcerer's shoes, so the damage output against that Shin is going to be pretty good here. We do have, we had a little bit of a skirmish there, but I mean, unfortunately, Nautilus tank, not much you can do there. I still think the win condition, though, is this Akira getting fed and going, pushing this lane. I'm surprised to not see a lot of assistance there at that top, because he's really the only one who's kind of ahead and able to really do anything.
And look at Dallas just walking around, face tanking everything for his team. What a nice guy. As Maxwell is going to jump in this top lane here, going to try and get a bit of a kill onto Akira, but it looks like the tower actually went down, and now VKC is up here. It looks like Maxwell might be going down right here, and it looks like that is yes. I'm going to stop saying looks like now and let you guys dissect what's happening in this mid lane, as it looks like 3 people charging, but nothing happens. Mid turret, top turret, down for DSG. That's 2 turrets. Very fast swing. What do you guys think of that?
It was traded for the dragon, the first ocean dragon for the ocean soul. However, I do think that where DSG is sitting right now, the 2 towers is definitely worth it. Just for the gold influx that it brings, allowing the side of DSG to actually start completing items. Ooh, very nice ulti from Orianna.
The shockwave comes down, and Jhin ulti comes down, but it gets canceled by the Hecarim.
It's unable to make anything happen here, and Dallas goes down 2. That's 2 kills going over to 999. They got the Jhin, they got the Nautilus. They're going to go for this mid tower, and it looks like 999's just going to start sieging, and it looks like the momentum is starting to go way farther in their favor now.
Yeah, it just seems no matter what DSG does, as far as any type of picks that they take. Oh, wow. Yep. Very unfortunate there for Ravensman.
Yeah, Ravensman walking up a little too far there, but here's Akira on the backside. Might be looking for a bit of a flank damage, but it does not look like that will be the case. And it just looks like 999 just has every answer for what Darkstar wants to be doing right now.
Yeah, and at this point, they're up about 4,000 gold. And items are starting to come in. You have the Infinity Edge completed. It looks like Storm Razor is going to be next. You have the Seraph's Embrace already finished by Orianna, so there is hope. The items are starting to get completed. It looks like there's going to be a Death Cap coming in next after that. You have the Proto Belt and the Haunting Guys almost a completed Leandries. So DSG still has answers. They just need to start doing it a lot faster than they are doing before this game is over, before they get a chance to start.
Yep. Manamune is getting there, by the way. We're about 200 out from seeing that be fully built and bigger impact there in the team fights. But I do love the stopwatch here on that Morgana. Looks like she's going to go for a really good going in, doing the ultimate and being able to hit that stopwatch there. This Nautilus with the Knight's Vow is really good. That is kind of why he's just going in and taking up all that damage, like you mentioned earlier. And we're going to see here if we can see a top fight.
Yep, Cons are going to pop down the ultimate, and here is the Hecarim. Now Dallas and BKC have to try and walk away from this, as Akira is here in the top lane now. Going to get face checked by somebody, and it looks like Akira will actually be taken down as... Whoa, wait a minute. Quansar just killed both of them on the top side. I didn't even catch that with my eyes there, as AD Thresh is now trying to run away from Quansar, but he is a big bird.
That was... Somebody needs to clip that. That flash to get the snare onto the Orianna there to get the kill. Somebody needs to clip that in the chat.
That was pretty spicy.
Highlight.
That was pretty spicy, yeah.
Yep. And it just, you see here, they don't even need Maxwell. He's just completing a split push there on the bot lane. You have them going right now at 999 that is going for that Baron take. They're on Vision. Everyone knows they're taking it. And yet, DSG can't do anything here in response.
Yeah, and it's very unfortunate to watch this at this point. DSG pushed into a corner at this point. They know that if they lose this game, they'll only have one more shot, one more opportunity to take it all home. But obviously, if you're 999 right now, you are feeling great. The weight is lifted off your feet. You are this close to being 2 games or 1 game away from securing your spot into the winners finals. And honestly, if I was 999 right now, I would be extremely excited, because I don't know. I just really like winning sets, but that may just be
Well,
me.
I mean, who doesn't, right? But I think also you got to not get too confident, because that can, you got to play every game as if that is the game you need to play to win. So DSG still does have a chance to win this game as it still stands. A bit, it's really a long haul of a comeback they're going to have to pull off, just with the gold deficit, as well as they are down at Drake, so they're not even close to getting Drake's soul even. As
Dallas
Hecarim
is getting
go in.
caught here and is going to go down, and that's another great pull, as Cage is now getting caught by the Morgana, and Desui is going to pick it up. Maxwell in the top lane going to try and 1v1 Ravens Man, and it looks like it will end up happening, as Senna is going to get the kill onto Akira. That's 4 down, and it looks like that will be the Dragon. The Ocean Dragon, 3rd one in Soul Point, going over to 999 here. 999 playing extremely clean in this second half of the game.
Dream, I take back everything I said, because that was on contingency of, not getting caught out like that in the middle of their own jungle. And it just seems, unfortunately, they just don't have that in their game plan, so...
Yeah, DSG just, it doesn't feel like DSG came to play tonight. They've been making a lot of mistakes. Mistakes that you don't usually see DSG making. They're usually a very clean team, and it just doesn't feel like it tonight.
Yeah, it's just so unfortunate to see that there's so many subs that have to be played, as Ravensman is going to have to burn that flash there, as he is almost just absolutely burnt by Tangerine. But a good 10k gold lead at this point for the side of DSG, looking to be more with this Akira kill, as it will go down. Dallas misses the hook and now is just trying to walk in, trying to deal a little bit more damage, but it doesn't even look like they're touching this Swain. And VKC is going in to try and get one more kill for his KDA, but it does not look like that'll be the case, as the ultimate will come down. Maxwell's ultimate will be there, and it looks like 999 will secure their 2nd game in this series and take it 2-0 up in this series so far.
Wow. I really hope they have a chance after this playoff series to kind of take a look at that, because, you did see Akira was leading top, right? The bot lane, from a CS perspective, was really far ahead, even with damage output. And yet, I really feel like this Hecarim is really the game changer there. Yeah, we did see some really great flash kills by Quansar, But overall, this Hecarim made some really great ganks and helped everyone get ahead.
Yeah, ending the game 8-0-8, going deathless here. In fact, there's only 5 deaths for the side of Triple Nine here, versus 27 deaths for the side of DSG. It's not a good look, and honestly, that was, despite the early plays in the early game, that felt like that game went worse than Game 1 did.
Yeah, I can't really argue with that there. I just, in the middle of that game, you see them in their own jungle, no vision, getting caught off. They know they have a Hecarim that can speed up. They know that Tangerine gives that black mist that allows everyone to speed up as well with her Wraiths. And they just did not really seem to have that awareness, or, just didn't care. I don't know which one it is. I'm not trying to point fingers, but they got caught out way too many times. And their win condition for this entire thing really was Akira top. And you do that by securing the Inferno Drakes. They didn't really make a play for that, and they really didn't make a play to really get the positioning off of top lane and allowing Akira to kind of take control against that Shen. It just did not work out in their favor.
Yep, and with the end of that game, I think we are ready to send it over to the analyst desk to break down Game 2. So, Psychonautic, will send it over to you. Thank you so much for letting us cast, as usual. And we'll see you guys for Game 3. Bro, you're muted again!
I hate my life. Okay, anyway, dominant performance by Triple Nine. Just I have to agree with Dream Forgiven. I really thought DSG had a lot better of a draft there. But once again, Triple Nine they seem to have an answer for everything that DSG wants to pull out. But I don't know how you stop that. Quanser was an absolute beast on that Swain. Only missing a few never moves every once in a while, but even if he did, someone else had the root and the CC. Just locking down those carries from DSG for pretty much the entire game there. Pretty hard to play if you can't move. If you can't move at all. Just now, kind of going for the you can't beat us if you can't move kind of comps. Seems to be super effective for them though. The Hecarim putting in absolute work. I think DSG needs to start playing a little bit more towards their win con, as my color casters were pointing out there. If you draft a Vlad, it's kind of similar to any scaling champion where you kind of need to give him some resources and you need to give him a lot of time to actually be able to do what the champion is intended to do, actually hit those power spikes. You need the games to be going on long enough to get those levels and those multiple items for that big carry potential. Anyways, guys, I am going to send it over a quick little break while we prepare for game number 3. Alrighty, guys, welcome back to the analyst desk. You guys chose, my image is now wrong for some reason. Let me fix that real quick for you guys. But you guys voted, and it was no other than 999 Maxwell on the Shen for your player of the game. I know that matchup, and that matchup is not very easy for Shen, but this guy, he's played a lot of Shen. He's really good at the champion. He was weathering that storm incredibly well. Doing a great job, even getting a solo kill onto Akira at one point, using the taunt under tower mechanic very well. Keeping up the pressure, not letting that Vlad scale for free, punishing him every single chance that he actually had. So very well played to 999 Maxwell and the rest of 999. These guys are looking so dominant this far into the game. So I'm excited to see what happens next. I'm assuming that 999 or Darkstar Gaming will not go out without a fight. I'm assuming they will at least take one game here, make it interesting. But the way things have been looking, 999 have been just incredibly dominant. So I'm excited to see what happens. Anyways, guys, I'm going to send it back to the casters for pick and ban.
Thank you very much, Psychonautic, for sending it back over to us. We are ready to get into this game number 3 here. I am joined by Dream Unforgiven and a Red Wheelbarrow as always, and we are getting into this game 3 here. No roster swaps, so this is going to be the first time we actually see a consistent roster from Darkstar Gaming, this set at least. And honestly, last game seemed a lot worse than the first game did, and I didn't even think that was possible. So what do you think Darkstar Gaming needs to do to clutch this together? They're on the red side again, so they obviously think that their game plan is not wrong for red side.
Did they pick that, or did 999?
They picked it.
Okay.
999 picked blue side game 3.
Okay. Overall, I mean, this is the time now for DSG to just go with comfort troll picks, in my opinion. Like, I mean, what they've done so far has not worked. I know, unfortunately, they had to substitute out an ADC, and the ADC went down to the support role. So I know it's kind of like, you know, last second strategizing, but this is a playoff round team. So even the other 4 players, they just kind of look out of sync, unfortunately. So I'm looking 100% to just see them go with their comfort picks, go with a decent comp, and just play to win. They need to pick up their vision more than anything. We just saw, as Dream and I pointed out many times, just way too often them just getting poked out in their own jungle.
Yep, and we are getting the R checks, so draft has just started here. We are looking at 999's first ban here, and that is obviously going to be the Evelyn off of VKC. No surprises there, and I wouldn't be surprised to see, you know, Kha'Zix and someone else too. Probably Camille. I think it was Kha'Zix Camille that they usually banned, so I wouldn't be surprised to just keep seeing the original bans that they were keeping up with.
Yeah, I think if you change anything, just go with like you did with that second game. You ban out that Terran, because that's just not something you want to deal with. I don't like the Hecarim ban. The CC was just too strong there. But if they can also ban out that Terran, don't let that get picked up. I'm more than comfortable, I think, from a team standpoint, putting up more with that Kindred than I am that Taric, because that ultimate's just hard as hell to play through, and there's that Camille ban, like you pointed out, and there's the Taric. Alright, so this is awesome.
But here's the ban they lost out on. They lost out on the Bard ban.
Yeah, and I gotta say, with how good he played on that Taric, I sure as hell don't want to see how good he is on that Bard. You know what I mean? Like,
Exactly.
Bard is, like, very specific for how to pick up, the picks that you need to get, especially with the ultimate and his Q bind to a target. So it would be awesome to see his mechanics on that. And then of course DSG picks up that Shen, takes it away from 999. We saw how good he got with the play of the game in that last one. So we'll see what DSG is able to do with it here.
And the Lucian is going to be picked up next here. So I want to throw it to Dream Unforgiven here because he just got back with us. What do you think they are going to look for in this second rotation here? What are they going to go for B2, B3? What do you think?
First off, I really like the fact that DSG has finally figured out that Shin is a power pick, and they decided to pick it up with 999 prioritizing the Senna. They also get the Lucian first rotation, which was really good game one. So I really like what DSG is doing so far. They have the Shin, they have the Lucian. Hopefully they can keep it up. The Lissandra getting answered in here. I'm kind of interested to see what they're going to try and pair it with. It's probably going to go mid against the Lucian, which, once again, is not a very good matchup for Lissandra in the early game. Ooh.
Yeah, it's definitely going mid now, right?
Lissandra is actually relatively smart in this situation because they show Shen Lucian and they both want to dash in towards you. But what does Lissandra have that destroys dashes? Her R. So if a Lucian dashes into you and gets R'd, he gets locked down and insta-bursted. So I think Lissandra's a very smart choice for 999 here to answer the Lucian. He can play relatively safe and just poke behind the minion wave, and can also match the range and actually probably do a little bit longer range too. So I think Lissandra was a smart pick here, and it looks like that's going to be the Nidalee locked in for VKC here. So
yeah, we're seeing entirely different comps here, which is really great to see for a game 3. And like I said with DSG, you're already down 2-0. You might as well do what you can. Go with comfort pick. Go with things that you don't normally see. Hopefully catch 999 off guard. And of course they are going to get rid of that Swain there.
Yep, Swain, no surprise, although I am a little bit surprised considering the Lissandra has already been locked up. So I'm not quite sure if they're expecting the Swain to go to support role, but if they are, I guess that is completely fine ban. And now looking at 999 second ban here, what do you think, Dream Unforgiven?
Well, they answered it before I could.
They
Morgana
answered
ban.
before we could. Yeah, so DSG did Morgana and 999 did Nautilus and Jhin. What do you think? Oh my god, these picks are going fast now.
That's a Pantheon support, I would assume, there, because you already have the Lucian and the Shen. Unless you're sending the Lucian 80 carry and it's a Pantheon mid, which would be a lot better into Lissandra, honestly.
Got a question though. Do you think that Lissandra could ever go support in this kind of comp so far?
Oh, I don't think so. It would be very difficult because of how long it takes for Lissandra's Claw to actually get into position. By that time, Pantheon and Lucian are running past you and diving onto Senna, so.
Okay. They are taking a little bit of time here. I think they were maybe caught off by that Pantheon pick, which was instantly locked in by DSG.
Yep, and there it is.
There's the Bard.
They left it through. They forgot about it. They actually let it through second rotation bans too, and they forgot about it. So I guess they really do get punished by this Bard pick. Not going to say that the Bard is obviously going to carry, but...
Well, we weren't expecting the Tark to carry either, and he went, 11-1?
True. And that's the Graves locked in for the jungler there. So Graves going to match the Nidalee in the jungle. They're both relatively the same in sort of power farming. However, Nidalee does have the slight advantage of being AP over... Hold
on. If that Talia does get picked, it's still...
They're going to Talia Pantheon. They're going to Talia Pantheon bottom lane.
Go bot.
They'd be going to Talia Pantheon. Interesting.
Because he has a knock-up, you counter that with the actual, or you combo that with stun from Pantheon, Nidalee coming in Cougar form, like, it's just a lot of damage there, and, they didn't commit.
We were baited.
Yep, we were.
The Orianna locked in.
Mid.
So that must mean it's going to be a Lucian Pantheon bot lane, which, in my opinion, Senna Bard is not going to have a fun time in that lane, because if either one of those gets on either the Bard or the Senna, it's not going to be pretty for them. They're going to get chunked out very quickly. The amount of damage that both Lucian and Pantheon can put out, especially in the early game, is absurd.
Very true. And also just looking at both of these comps here, we actually have relatively equal ranges on both sides. No comp necessarily has like that overwhelming range advantage where one has like a Senna, the other one has a Nidalee, where one has Lissandra, the other one has Lucian. So this looks like it's probably going to be one of the scrappiest games that we have so far in this series, and I'm excited to see where it's going to lead us.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a better comp for DSG compared to relatively, with that second game. But it really, I don't really kind of care what kind of comp they have if they do not, regroup and care about the vision and stop them getting picked off. If they can clean that up a bit, they have really good, dragon control, ability to lock down and get them. So hopefully, we see a little bit of a difference here. I think really this Fiora top though could absolutely be the difference maker here for 999 as a win condition. Her vitals are no joke, being able to hit them even against tanky champions. So it'll be great to see what she's able to do against that Shen.
And that's something I also wanted to bring up too. On the side of 999, unless we're going to see the 2017, 2018 Lissandra Aftershock build, the side of 999 don't really have a dedicated tank, which in the later stages of the game, it could be pose a problem with the amount of damage that the side of DSG has.
Alrighty, and as we're getting through second round of bans here, I want to get both your predictions. So who do you think is going to win this game? Who do you think that Darkstar Gaming is going to take it back and give us the 2-1, or do you think 999's just going to clean it up and get the 333?
I mean, guys, overall, 999 has the momentum, 2 in a row. I think they won the second game when, really from a comp perspective, they really didn't have any reason to, in my opinion. They could have easily gotten outclassed by that win condition of going through the Vladimir top, but they just didn't do it. So I think, looking at paper, you give this to DSG, realistically, in my opinion. The damage output from Lucian, Oriana Ball, Nidalee is no joke, Shen ultimate in, and like Dream had mentioned earlier, there is no real hard tank to counteract that kind of tankiness that DSG has. So I really give this to DSG. I expect them to play a nice clean game, and we'll take this into our next one, because this is for the playoffs, right? I really feel they need to bring out all the stops here, and I think that the overconfidence of 999 could see them kind of get slapped in the face a bit, but we'll see.
That's very true. That's very true. And as we are getting into the spectator delay, I just want to remind everyone at home that you can use the exclamation mark vote and DSG or 999 for who you think is going to win. The poll is not currently up, but as soon as we get the spectator delay up, we will get that poll up for you guys. And yeah, I'm excited for this game. Are you guys excited?
Yeah. I honestly think I want to say DSG has the advantage, but DSG had the advantage in game 2, and it went worse than game 1 for them, and they didn't have the advantage in game 1. So
yeah,
it's my faith in DSG is shaken right now. So I want to give them benefit of the doubt. They have the better comp. If they can execute it, it should be an easy win for them. I just don't know if they're going to be able to pull it off.
Yeah, and just to remind everybody as well, just like the first 2 games, or unlike the first 2 games, we're not going to go into a spectator break here, so you're going to be able to hear us kind of talk about the comps and kind of see what the win conditions are. But definitely utilize the chat there on the stream, kind of let us know what your thoughts and feelings are as well. Even though we do have the vote that is up for you to vote, we'd love to hear your thoughts on, especially like the Fiora pick, not having a tank here on the side of 999, and maybe what you feel the win conditions are for both teams. We'll definitely give you guys some shout outs as well if we do see those come up.
Yep, definitely. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I think one of the biggest questions I want to ask here is, who do you think is going to pop off this game? Because it's usually one person on the side of DSG, and it's usually everybody on the side of 999, at least for this series. But who do you think is going to stand out this game?
I mean, I loved Dallas's Pantheon right now. I think it's a really good pick. If you can get the stun off before Bard hits his Q, it's pretty much over, because I mean his Q and his little pixie minion behind him that do the extra damage with his attacks are really all he has. Everything else is just, getting around the map mentality. So I love that Pantheon. I think he'll be a deal breaker there in that bot lane. But overall, 80 Thresh and Akira have never disappointed in the laning phase. Sure, in the late game, when laning phase is kind of breaking apart, they do drop in kills because, everyone else is rotating around the map. But Akira's been great. I want to see what he's doing with this Shen. And 80 Thresh, even without the Lucian, he can put out some really good damage with his Orianna. So I really say Pantheon first, and then we'll give it to Akira and 80 Thresh here on that Orianna, as far as like win conditions or pop-offs, like you asked.
And what about you, Mr. Shoutcaster?
For people who are going to pop off, well, I really want to see what Grape's got with this Bard. I mean, it's been banned both games at this point. He finally gets it. It's probably his most comfortable pick. And now I just want to see what he's going to do on it. I just want to see what him and Tangerine are going to make happen in that bottom lane, especially against the Lucian, when they are going to be pressured hard early game. They are going to have to find alternative ways to create pressure rather than just getting it from lane like they have been in the past 2 games. Actually, relative second game, they didn't really get too much of an advantage bottom lane. It was more so just the kills they got.
Yeah, the ganks from that Hecarim were great and allowed them to get ahead, but Cage overall was still up in CS with that Jhin. It's just unfortunate it wasn't able to carry over into that late game because the rest of the lanes got stomped, right? So yeah, I mean, if you didn't have that Hecarim, it plays out entirely differently. But yeah, I completely agree.
And it looks like the votes are through for this match. You guys actually tied. You don't know if you think that DSG are going to take it to game 4, or if P9 are going to take the sweep. Well, this is where we'll find out, ladies and gentlemen. We have gotten to this point. This is possibly the last game of the series here. T9 on game set. And they got the Bard. They got the Senna. They got the comfortable picks. Interested to see what's going to happen here.
Phase rush again on this Graves, even though I think it was on the other side. VKC had the Graves last time with the phase rush. But it looks like Orianna's got that this time, and they're not going triple phase rush this time, though, for DSG. I think they learned their lesson. They're going a little bit more for the damage and sustain there.
Yeah, and I find it kind of interesting that Nidalee going for Conqueror here.
Right.
I usually don't see that on Nidalee. I might be wrong. It might just be the low elo that I'm in. Maybe that's standard up in the higher elos, but I don't think I've ever seen a Conqueror Nidalee before.
Yeah,
So I can explain this because I play with VKC often. He goes Conquer, and then he goes Rod of Aegis first item, and to Iceborne Gauntlet. And he basically plays like a semi-bruiser Nidalee build. It still has quite a lot of potency and a lot of burst, but it allows you to create a lot more sustained fights, and especially against Graves, you're going to want that because he's going to have no use of his E passive, while you're going to be proccing your passive every 3 seconds, landing Qs on him.
Okay, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I also find interesting the Pantheon also went press the attack down in the bot lane as well. I would have expected the Electrocute for support.
Yep, and don't forget to pause at 5 seconds for everyone. And here we go.
I agree with you with that press of the attack on that bot lane there. I thought Electrocute, even for the Nidalee, is what I would have expected to see possibly. But as we just heard, for someone who plays with VKC, he does have a game plan. That's why he goes with Conqueror. So really good overall from everyone.
Ooh.
We're going to see that clash here.
Oh yeah. T9 knows this is coming. As they're walking in, they don't know that they're about to walk in this brush, and here they are. They get double rooted. Dallas gets absolutely chunked down, falls down, first blood. Grape walking away, low HP, actually survives. Dasui trying to walk away now, and so many members of so many members of DSG are just so low HP off of that, and that's so unfortunate for them. They give up the first blood to the worst, or to probably the member you want the first blood on the least, the Senna.
A very, very failed attempt there at blind checking, because you have the Orianna and the Nidalee to put in a piece of vision to see if they're about to get stomped, right? They did not put the ball in. They did not throw the sphere. They had no ability there. They didn't use their abilities to see if they were about to get stomped on, and that just cost them. So really unfortunate and very big misplay.
Yeah, I was thoroughly surprised that they didn't end up putting a ward in earlier. But, you know, that's just the punishment that comes with getting red like that, and it seems like T9 already seems to be in their head a little bit here. So
yeah, it has to be that, because overall, I mean, now it just puts T9 just more up. From a game perspective, they've stomped the first 2 games. Now they win an invade like that. We have a fight mid where they're poking back and forth, but you don't want to see that from DSG. You want to see a nice, clean game and get confidence back as they win even a close or a stomp against 999. So that they can take that to a game 4, right? And unfortunately, we're just not seeing it.
Yeah, on the bright side for DSG, at least the summoner spells went even. As we get another engage.
yeah, a little bit of engage in bottom lane, but
Not sorry to laugh,
too
but that
much
is
more,
true.
yeah.
You need a bright side at some point, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you got both sums down for both supports, and then you got the heals down for both the 80 carries. And that's about it for them. So, a little consolation prize, even summoner spells burn.
Missing that vital there on that trade really costing him a lot, and that's actually going to force this trade to be really bad. And it looks like Maxwell's actually just going to get solo killed by Akira under the wave. Very big wave, too. Very surprised that he ended up going down there, but that missed vital really did cost him the entire wave there. Very good job on Akira, though, to get that kill, as the flash is going to have to be burned by Ravensman in mid lane, as Graves just shows up, says hi, and that's how it goes.
Yep.
Oh, wow. Really good commitment here by Poncer.
That far.
Yep. Lysandra committing now, going to get the W down. Aftershock is procced. Graves is here. Vaughn is sitting on the side. VKC ready to look for damage, but he is not able to find anything, and now is getting chased down by the Graves and by the Lysandra, as the E forwards, the flash from VKC is going to be not enough. Tangerine is going to pick up the kill, and now Grape and Tangerine are chasing down Dallas as they just keep mauling them.
Yeah.
Double buffs now on Tangerine. What a sad sight to see for
all of this before the dragons
DSG.
even up. 3-1. VKC just overcommitted there on that extension, trying to see if he can make any kind of play. When ultimately 80 Thresh, I believe it was, right, was already down. As we see another fight here at top.
Kira actually taking the worst half of this trade here, gonna get the vital procced onto him, and about 300 health. He is gonna have to chug his green potions, but that is completely fine. As another vital is procced, but this one could be pretty bad. He is standing in a pretty big wave. Akira is going to start to trade back onto this one, and it looks like Akira might actually get at the minions. Yes, the minions are going to secure it, and Tangerine is now getting jumped on by Cage and Dallas. Are they going to be able to get the kill, though? It does not look like it will be the case. Grape is here to just say, you know what, Dallas, you got to chill out, and he's going to try and get a Q onto him. Not going to hit it, and meanwhile, in top lane, VKC just here to
said no.
and yeah, this is that was good for DSG. Akira starting to get a little bit farther ahead now, a little bit farther and farther ahead.
Oh
yeah,
man.
Win condition right now, guys, is Akira. Just like it was in that last game. I really hope we see them kind of make that commitment to get that Shen to be
Ravensman, the ultimate weaving of that Q, able to pick up the kill onto Quanser in that mid lane, and that is quite a big kill too. Orianna was pretty far behind in CS at that moment, but now is going to be able to push in this wave, force out the TP from Lysandra. Actually, no, Lysandra is just going to walk back to lane here. Orianna not going to get fast enough push to force the TP out, and it looks like Lysandra will probably get the XP for that cannon minion that's crashing into the turret. Not quite sure at the moment though, because we can't see. So we're looking at top lane.
Judging from how Lissandra moved into the mid lane, it doesn't look like Lissandra made it for any of the minions in that wave.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Well, either way, seems like Darkstar Gaming has been able to stabilize this game a little bit, stabilize the kill deficit rather. Hasn't really stabilized the gold deficit, only down about 700 at the moment though, so not too big, but obviously any small amount for 999 is going to start amounting to a lot more when you have the Senna at 2-0.
Oh, absolutely. And also just to point out, Akira with the 2 solo kills top is still losing on the CS battle, so it's almost kind of irrelevant there, just with the full builds and what they're able to go with and match up in lane. So he is able to win in those fights, but Fiora is just really taking a lead here in the CS battle.
Yeah, and Fiora can't actually approach the Shen anymore. Shen is sitting on a Bramble Vest, so every time Fiora goes into trade, it's just going to be a net loss for Fiora.
Yep, very unfortunate. And then we did see an uncontested Drake get picked up there by 999. So just really good on the objective control. I would like to see DSG make more of a commitment to those kind of things, because that's where they've been really losing out lately. And I don't want to see them going for these, 1v1 or all-team fights. I would like to see some objective control overall. But so far, not too bad for DSG starting, just like you guys had mentioned.
And I think the one thing that has shined a lot throughout all these games, even if it isn't Darkstar Gaming coming out on top in the end, is all of these players are playing like ridiculously well in lane. Like all of them have had CS leads like pretty much throughout the series, and it's really not surprising to see a 10 CS lead for Cage up in that bottom lane. As we get a mid lane dive here, Dallas is going to try and get the kill onto Quanser, and that will be the case. The Shockwave had to come down though, and that will be a dead Quanser. So all things considered, VKC walking into the jungle now. Dallas is there, ready to help as Dasui is trying to run away, and VKC is here to clean it up. As it looks like they are going to be going for this Rift Herald now. A lot of momentum starting to be built up by DSG. They look like they have found a breath of light. They found a breath in the wild.
And correct me if I'm wrong here. Is this the first Rift Herald being taken in the series? Has anybody taken a single Rift Herald this series?
Yes, DSG took one game 1, I think.
Game 1, they took mid lane with it.
Okay.
Yeah, and triple 999, I think. They did it last game? I think they did it last game once. As Akira going in this top lane here, but Maxwell just cannot find the right trades.
Yeah, it's sitting on a longsword and a Doran's blade versus a Doran's shield and a Bramble Vest. You're doing negative damage to this Shin right now. It's really unfortunate because Fiora needs these kills and needs to get ahead and just can't with the amount of pressure that Shin has, almost catching back up in the CS here. The Senna, while I wasn't looking, has overtaken the Lucian in CS as well, was down about 15 CS the last time I looked.
The Kira up in the top lane, going for another trade. Maxwell has to try and trade back with everything here. Gonna pop the ultimate, but not going to full follow through. So interesting to see that as Ravensman gets passed over the blue buff in that mid lane.
Yeah, and Oriana's going to feel really good about that. Every time we pan over to Oriana, it's always a no mana Oriana. You don't want that when you're going against Lissandra. Cleanse is going to be coming up here in about a minute or so as we get.
Here comes Grave in the mid lane here, going to burn the flash out of Ravensman, but the shockwave comes through. 2 people hit, but no people committed to. So a bit of a warning shockwave there, a little back off before you know what happens, you know?
I was fully expecting, because the Pantheon was roaming up from bot lane there, I was fully expecting once the shockwave went down, the Pantheon ult was going to be dropped and they were going to try to counter engage it. But I guess they didn't want to pull the trigger on that.
Yeah, so now lane sort of resetting into a normal state at the moment. What do you think 999 has to do to sort of come back in this game and sort of start pushing momentum towards themselves again.
Honestly, play like they did the past 2 games.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing to really change on their end. They have all of the momentum. Yes, they're behind here, but if you see what the last 2 games looked like, DSG was always a little bit ahead in the CS, a little bit ahead in the kills, but they just had no map control overall. So as long as that is kept in sync for 999, then that's their win condition, is map control, especially with Fiora falling so far ahead. I think if you were to flip the question here, for DSG, it is to keep taking advantage of the lead they have, like you see here in the bot lane.
Yep, Tangerine getting jumped on by Dallas here is going to get absolutely chunked out. The flash actually coming through from Cage, and is going to get the shutdown onto the Tangerine, and now Akira actually caught out in the mid lane here, is going to get caught out by Grape, and now VKC has to try and run away. Desui is going to try and chase him down, though, and it looks like Grape is going to get that slow. Desui, can he get that last auto attack? Yes, he will E forwards and get it. Dallas is now left alone with Cage in a 2v3. It looks like Cage with the, or Quanser with the flash forward, going to get locked down onto Dallas, and it looks like Dallas will fall down there. That's 3 kills on the map for 1 in exchange. Yeah, this is okay. 999 decided to start playing how they did.
Yeah, you don't really want to see that there. I mean, DSG had the right momentum there, and the right mindset for being able to secure some kills in that bot lane, but they should have really backed up their mid, especially after that Orianna dropped in that fight. There was no reason to commit, because you got to take these small little battles and win incrementally, as we see them start to poke top. But if they can start just taking these small objective trades and backing off, that's their win condition.
Maxwell and Akira going at it a little bit in this top lane, but just look how Maxwell cannot trade onto Akira right now.
Nope. Too much armor.
Yep, Tangerine getting flashed on by Dallas here, but no flash on Cage means that he's not going to be able to catch up here. And now Desui is in the mid lane here, is going to try and get down Ravensman, and that's going to be the case as Tangerine is getting dove on by Dallas here, but it looks like Dallas just overextends a little too far, and that's a dead Dallas.
The mistakes are happening again. They're forcing way too
Cage
hard.
going in on it. Tangerine here is going to prop the ulti, but it looks like Tangerine isn't. Oh.
Like, why?
Looks
Sorry.
like Cage is in a little bit of trouble there. Very unfortunate, but it's completely fine. I mean, Darkstar Gaming at this point does not seem like they're in the right mental space, as Quanser is walking up in this top lane here. Akira is going to try and deal with this 3v1, but it does not look like anything necessary is going to happen. And yep, Akira is just going to get taken down as VKC is getting toyed with in his jungle by the Bard. And it does not look like VKC is going to be able to answer the Bard. And
I mean, you say they're not in the right mental space, and I mean, I completely agree with you. The problem is like, if you continue doing what you were doing in the first 10 minutes of this game, right, then you can build on that over time.
oh,
And
Ravensman catching on Grape in this mid lane, but it doesn't look like anything necessarily big is going to happen. Grape's just going to have to walk away. Gonna get a lot of poke down, and there's actually the ultimate coming down from Grape. Gonna get the stun onto the... Oh no, didn't get the stun on the wall, and Desui is now facing off against Akira and VKC. Ravensman is there, and VKC is on top of Desui, but it looks like VKC is just gonna go down. Quanser now getting caught off on the top side. 80 Thresh is gonna pick up that kill, but Akira is gonna fall down on the backside, and Dallas is now trying to pick up a kill onto Grape. Cage is gonna pick up that kill, and now it's a 3v3 in the mid lane. Dallas is gonna fall down real quickly. Maxwell is the only one left alive, and now Senna and Maxwell are trying to make it out alive. Maxwell is unable to, and it looks like 80 Thresh versus Tangerine is now going to be a thing, and it does not look like Tangerine has the abilities to really deal with that. So overall, that was a better trade for Darkstar Gaming than they were bargaining for.
It looks so bad at the very beginning of that when the Orianna got caught out, and then the Nidalee got caught out after that, and it ends up that Orianna is one of the last 2 surviving for the side of Darkstar, and you're just like, what just happened here?
Yeah, I mean, that was definitely a fight. As Lucian's gonna get stunned up in this mid lane here, no follow-up damage to be had though, and Honestly, Grape on this Bard has been looking quite good, but I honestly want to put my highlight on Tangerine here. He's been playing out of his mind. Same with the Sui in this game. They've both been absolutely carrying 999 so far in this game and in the series. Oh yeah, that's very true. Desui has been so good at ganking throughout this entire series, and Dallas is just dead. Oh, damn. He just gets chased down. That's so unfortunate. Akira's now going to try and 1v1 Maxwell up in this top lane, but I honestly don't know if he wins this anymore.
He does have the Ravenous Hydra.
He does.
They both do. Or no, one of them has Tiamat still.
One of them's getting there, yeah.
Yeah. He's working on it. Gonna go for Titanic instead of Ravenous. I don't think I've ever seen a Ravenous on a Shen. That'd be interesting. Anywho.
And we see Fiora versus Shen in this top lane. Fiora's going to pop the ultimate, and it looks like, ooh, the big burst coming down from Fiora. And Akira underestimating the Fiora damage there. And I guess he assumed it was, just like a normal laning phase for him, just harassing him down, and then eventually just gets caught off guard, and now they have no top turret. And
he's been doing so well in the top lane, right? So he probably just got overconfident there. But if you look at the CS difference, there's a reason the Ravenous Hydra had been built before the Shen, who, he did go for a Bramble Vest early, has not been able to get a complete item yet. So he is
getting caught out in the jungle here. Is going to get chased down by Graves, Senna, Lysandra, and Bard. So it's a 1v. It's 4 people running towards this Nidalee. Is he going to be able to make the grand escape? It does not look like it'll be the case. And Desui will pick up the kill onto VKC. Just a little bit of overextension on the map for VKC there, causing him to fall down.
All right, Dream, you're the coach. You pause it right now. What in the world are you telling DSG as far as how the hell to come back from this?
Stop dying. Stop doing what...
we have Maxwell going up on Cage in the top lane here, going to try and secure the kill, but it doesn't look like it'll be the case, and Cage is going to fall down. Now Akira is 1v1ing Desui, and Desui actually falls down, so Akira is going to get a kill there. 80 Thresh is going to get locked up against the wall here, and now Grape's going to get Tangerine out here, get out of jail free card, and now we have Lysandra coming in on the side. Akira has to be real careful here because Lysandra is right on his backside. Akira's just going to try and go for the kill into Tangerine here. Is he going to be able to get the kill? The flash from Akira, and it's not going to be it. Quanster is a little far up here, though, and Dallas is going to be able to pick up the kill. Nope, it's going to be Ravensman actually on that Orianna going to be able to pick it up, and Dallas is going to have to run for the hills here, but it does not look like they will be able to get the kill. And overall, that was, what, 2 for 2?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
2 for 2. I think that favors... I think any even trade favors Darkstar Gaming. Oh, okay, never mind.
It's not an even trade anymore.
Sorry. I'm sorry. I knew I was gonna cast it. I was gonna cast or curse it sometime, and it was just there. Okay.
It's very unfortunate here because at Champ Select we all thought the Pantheon support was a great pick, and he did make it hold on 1 second here.
Yep,
he's committing.
Gen ultimate on top of Dallas here, and now Cage is going in onto Grape, gonna get that kill and at least bail himself out a little bit. But here's 2 people coming down from mid lane. Here we got the Fiora and the Graves just absolutely melting all of the members of DSG here, and now that's 3 for 1. Only the support for the entirety of the entirety of Darkstar's comp, as Quanser is finding VKC in the jungle here, is going to try and get the 1v1. Is he going to be able to make it? The flash forwards! Oh my god, this Lysandra! Wow, that was impressive.
He outplayed VKC entirely during that entire jungle run. That was really good to see.
Yeah, that was incredibly well played. As Tangerine is now getting a little bit of burst down in this mid lane, but Desui is on the back line, and AD Thresh is now not AD or even alive. As Akira, oh my god, that flash from Tangerine was so amazing. As Tangerine's now kiting back onto Cage, kiting back onto Dallas, as Cage will go down. As Tangerine will fall down too, but Dallas will fall with him, and that'll be a full-on ace at 20 minutes for the side of 999, 27-14. I'm thinking that Darkstar Gaming has lost all control of this game. I'm pretty sure it's become a spiral.
It feels like DSG is just is playing solo queue right now. I think they're just trying to find plays, and none of them are working. So they're just gonna keep trying to run their face into these plays until maybe one of them works. But it's just getting further and further away. Like, this is the largest gold lead we've seen all series, besides maybe game 1.
Yeah, this is the largest natural gold lead before like a game loss. I mean, 8K up right now is relatively massive, and you look at like where this gold sorry,
Yeah,
as we
look at that.
as we get a little bit of a gank up in top lane here, VKC getting ganked in his own jungle.
I mean,
And-
this is ridiculous. This is exactly what we talked about here. Hold on here as we see Pantheon about to
As
make
Dallas
a play.
is going to try and go in onto Quanser, but it does not look like they will have the follow-up damage. He will just E away, and now Maxwell is in onto Cage, and the Shen ulti is on the wrong person and
My
does not
God.
even channel. And Maxwell is now channeling 3 enemies down into their death
Okay,
chambers. I
Maxwell,
swear to
yeah,
God,
dude.
Maxwell is running it down on 3-4 people now. Is actually a little over aggressive onto Akira, but it doesn't look like it even. Oh, never mind. It mattered. He died under tower, but it's fine because they killed Akira in the end. And now VKC is left alone trying to deal with what is left of his base, what is left of what he can do. And now Desui is just chasing him down, chasing VKC down, and trying so desperately to take the last person from DSG down as they can take away all of the gates to the Nexus and the inhibitor towers. As Concert is going to get jumped in on here, and Dallas is going to use the E a little bit too early there. All the burst damage is going to come in afterwards. Concert is going to use the stopwatch, and because he's going to try and run, but he is nowhere running when you are inside of your own base. And that is another kill going down onto the members of 999, who are 35-15 at this point. They are putting the stamps on the book at this point, as Tangerine actually getting quite
Great
bursted
ult.
in this mid lane here, but that Bard ulti was really good. But 80 Thresh's ball was just sitting on it, waiting. Ravensman just absolutely waiting on that, as Desui is trying to kite this, is trying to make it, but he did not. And that is actually a lot of gold being transferred over to the side of Darkstar Gaming, and Maxwell is now being caught alone in the jungle here, is going to get chased down.
Do not
the power
fight
Q
that.
does land with a slow, and he is going to try and hit the
You are
W. He will
3
hit the W,
levels
and the W was
below.
not parried. And the ulti is now channeled onto Dallas here. Is
Why?
Maxwell going to get it? He will get it. And the overchase is overchased.
Guys, like, I'm sorry, you gotta call out what you see there. I mean, he ulted in way too late and then made a chase commitment to someone who is 3 levels above you, and on top of that, there was no
Now we
backup.
got Quanster and Max, well, taking a little bit of a fight in this river here. It's 2v3, and it looks like Quanster actually took a little bit more than he could chew, and this dragon gonna get secured by the side of Darkstar Gaming. So they stalled the stole, but 80 Thresh is now getting jumped on by Fiora, but the Shen is here, and Cage is gonna get killed by Grape. So Grape, with that Dead Man's Plate, is chasing people down on that Bard, and it looks like Maxwell is just running through this game at this point. He has so much mobility and just power. As Dallas actually gets a really good jump down onto him, he has no way of getting out of this. Yes, he does. He has the Q, and he will get out, and Dallas will actually get sniped by Desui's ultimate. So action all across the board here, and it's just triple nine going up and up and up. And speaking of up and up and up, here is Desui getting another kill with Tangerine as well. 13 and 11 kills respectively on each of those members. It is quite the game for these two players, and this is quite the series. And I think this is going to be the end of the series, actually, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, 999 is going to take it 3-0 over Darkstar Gaming. We got members of Darkstar Gaming already leaving the game, so they sort of assume it's already over.
Yeah.
And it's going to be the case, as 999 going to get the easy 3-0 over the opposing team, and unfortunate to Ravensman and his team, but they were unable to seal the deal, and unfortunately they paid the price and did not end up making it past, but they still have the opportunity to make it with the losers bracket. They are now in the losers bracket. They will face off against the loser of Enigma Paradox and the winner of Jet Black and PvE.
Yeah,
So
I
that'll
really
be an
gotta
interesting
say,
one.
guys, if they play like that, though, there's no reason to be in the losers bracket. I mean, I understand that they had a sub and stuff like that, but overall, like, and I know I don't mean at all to be disrespectful by chuckling a bit, but the amount of times that they get caught off on a one on their own, and the overcommitment that they're making to people that can just delete them from the game and uninstall the game from their hard drive is absolutely ridiculous. It was basically just straight inting from half the team across the board. So I hope they can really pick that up going into the losers bracket. So very unfortunate. As you see though, with the actual damage output, you did have that Oriana put out a massive amount of damage. Just unfortunate it wasn't able to correlate into any type of turret control or anything like that. But hats off to 999. 3 in a row. They got to feel good going into the winning bracket. Really good job, guys.
Yep.
Yeah.
Anything you want to say, Dream?
I was also going to say that Shen also, he put out quite a lot of damage as well, almost as much as the Fiora, who was hard stomping that game pretty much solo. Obviously the Senna doing more damage than everybody else, but really it felt like Fiora's game, despite the early deaths to the Shen there. And for Shen to actually almost keep up with the damage there is actually very impressive.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Just to point out real quick, his riposte that he had towards the mid to late game were absolutely phenomenal and were the difference makers in a lot of those team fights. Even though I think even without being successful on blocking abilities and attacks, I really think they had the power to win the fights anyways, even if Fiora dropped. But his blocks on a lot of those fights were just fantastic, and it gave them that ability to win those fights and just take more map control overall.
Yep. And with that, I think we are ready to send it over to the analyst desk. Any last words from any of you guys?
I think that's it. There's
No.
really not much to say about these games.
I'm good.
Yeah.
I mean, I was hoping, this is LRS, right? So I was kind of hoping that we would see some more competitiveness there. Good luck to them in the losers bracket. I really hope they can pick it back up because I don't want to see Darkstar just drop out. They had some good intentions, but we'll see where they go from here. Overall, great series. 999, fantastic. That's all I have. Thank you guys very much.
Alrighty, guys, I bet you thought my mic would be muted, and I'm sorry to disappoint you. This time I was on top of it, third time's the charm, that's what they say. Anyways, 999 coming out with the sweep victory in the best of 5 against Darkstar Gaming. Luckily for Darkstar, though, we are doing the double elimination style bracket for this league, so they still have a chance in the losers bracket. We do not know quite yet who they will be playing, but I'm sure Darkstar still has a chance. They have time. They can regroup and try and sort out some of the things that went wrong, because 999, they were just looking absolutely dominant. Matchups, lane assignments, it didn't seem to matter too much in the end. 999, just as a team, kind of just play super well together. They know when each other want to fight. They know what fights to take. They're super aware of where the other members of their team actually are, and they're just so proactive on the map, taking those early fights, getting those early leads. And as we saw that game, Darkstar was off to a bit of a lead and starting to accumulate some momentum there, but all of a sudden, one shutdown goes over to Maxwell, and the entire pace and just kind of general momentum of the game is completely turned over into 999 Maxwell's favor, or 999's favor in general, and ever since then, it was kind of 999's game. They took control very, very, very quickly after that, and starting running away with it. Kwanzaa, Dasui, and the FS Tangerine and Grape, and literally 999 is all members playing insanely well that game. I don't know if I can give a player of the game or even a player of the series to anyone, because just as a unit is what makes them so strong, and that's such a great thing to see in a pre-made league. That's exactly the reason you have a league like this, and exactly why you would sign up. So great games to all of you, 999. You guys played amazingly. Anyways, guys, I will throw up your player of the game poll, and we will be back after a quick little break, and I will announce that. guys. Welcome back to the analyst desk. There it is. Welcome back to the analyst desk. At the time I closed the polls, I saw a lead for Desui, so I'm going to give it to Desui there. On the Graves, 14-3 and 13. He played very, very, very well. Ganking at the right times, taking the right skirmishes, playing around his team extraordinarily well. And objectives win games. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise there, as Desui, not only that game, but pretty much every game, he had objective control. He was the first one taking the first Drakes, usually taking the second Drakes, and if it wasn't the first two Drakes, he was making sure his team was ready and there with the vision and proper setup to be able to contest those third Drakes, deny these 12 points, and from there, taking those objectives. I believe the only jungler to take a Baron in this game as well, so congratulations to Desui on player of the game, but I also... I kind of feel obligated to say it was kind of just a 999 player of the game. Pretty much all three games. These players, they play so well together. They play around each other so incredibly well here. So it's so great to see. I'm happy that they were able to come up with the victory here. But I'm confident that Darkstar Gaming, I'm sure we have not seen the last of them yet. I'm very confident that they will be back and sometime soon on stream. I'm sure they'll make their way out of the losers brackets. They are a phenomenal team. Unfortunately, they had a whole bunch of emergency subs and not quite their regular and full roster prepared for them today. Anyways, guys, that is it from us at Legends Esports here. I am your host, Psychonautic. I'd like to thank our TriCast here today of Dream Unforgiven, A Red Wheelbarrow, and Bam Booper. They did an awesome job casting those three very dominant games. So thank you guys, everyone, for tuning in. Thank you for the follows. Thank you for the interaction in chat, guys. It's been a fun time. I hope you all have a great rest of your night. And also be sure to check out the YouTube channel. There will be VODs of the stream games on the YouTube channel about 24 hours after they are completed. And you can also check out the YouTube channel for our podcast, Let's Talk Legends, featuring the man, the myth, the legend, Gurf himself, with different guests each week. Anyways, guys, that's it for me. Have a great rest of your night.